Hey everyone, welcome to Angeldust Live. I'm Firefly Lucas, your host for the stream, and today we are playing Angeldust again, the action RPG for Windows, Mac, iPad, iPhone, Android tablets and phones, and Linux. If you're watching this on YouTube, please give a thumbs up to the video, subscribe to the channel to never miss the live show, and if you're watching on Twitch, hit that follow button, thanks, much appreciated. So I'm a complete madman, I'm going to play the new alpha version of Angeldust 4.4 beta. It's got some performance improvements in the shadows, we'll talk about this a little bit later, once we get to the social media post for today. But I hope this version is stable enough to make it through the entire live stream. I hope I am stable enough to make it through the entire live stream. I've got a bit of a common cold or something, so my voice is a little bit crackly, and I'm not sure how long I can last, how long I can talk for today. So we'll have to see what happens. Going to do my best. Thank you all for being here. One note today is that I won't be streaming to Steam today, because apparently Steam has shuffled around their streaming servers, or some of them have gone down. I have no idea what happened. But I couldn't connect to those servers, so the stream is only being broadcast on YouTube and on Twitch today. So if you're on Steam and you're missing the live stream, hop on over to YouTube and Twitch. You're probably not even hearing this message. But anyway, hey, yeah, I'm a real alpha male indeed. That's true. Thank you, Space, for joining us. So once you're in the game, use the buttons on the left side of the screen to go to select the hero you want to play as. There's 4 different ones. So the rendering of these heroes is very nice in the new Angeldust 4 beta. We're going with the fighter today because I really want to keep it low-key today. Walk up to the monster, bam bam, thank you ma'am. Enter your play name and password in these boxes. On the right side of the screen you'll find the game's social media, so Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch and Discord. The Discord server is run by a community of volunteers who do a very good job at hunting together, playing together, building stuff together. If that sounds like fun, you're absolutely right, so go ahead and join that community, and you'll be welcomed by a friendly group of people who will want to play with you, answer your questions, and maybe even try out the new version 4 beta together. Well, it's not out just yet, but very soon it will be. So anyway, the website button takes you to the game's website, where you can set your hero colors, you can send private messages to your friends, you can name your land claims, and you can trade in your quest points. Every daily quest that you do becomes a quest point. You can trade in those quest points for special rewards, special creatures that you can tame, and special creatures that you can mount. So that's very cool. Hey yo, we've got some people on YouTube chat, by the way. Yay, I made it. Hey Ram Raider, welcome. Did you already buy the game? A positive review on Steam is always appreciated. Ruan, welcome, Angelio, welcome, bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va très bien, et comment ça va avec tu? Yeah, the stream goes brr, seriously? Is the stream down already? This is, the stream is healthy. I am not, but the stream is healthy, so that's good, that's good. Hey Eric, welcome, let's go, yeah, we're going, hello. Hey Space, I'm a bit laggy boy, I'm a laggy boy today, Obi, welcome. Alright, so that's it, we're choosing our language, English, 3D visual style for today, and we're signing into the game, here we go. So again, major performance improvements in the shadow rendering, so the game world shadows are still here in this version that I'm playing at the moment, but it should be a bit more performant with real life usage, so we're going to see what happens. Join us, yes, I am here. I'm picking up my game controller, it's connected via USB as you can see. So I hope that this works, I hope we make it through the stream, and I hope we can play at the immense render distance. So as you can see, some very nice shadows from the trees and all of the buildings all around us. Looking forward to playing with this version on the stream. I bought it on Thursday, made enough real loot by selling my CSGO stuff. Fun game, thank you Ram Raider, glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you could make it to the stream, so feel free to sign into the game and play with us in the group. Loki is just... Oh, join us on the table, I will see. This is a Thanksgiving dinner. I didn't really understand what was happening, but here we go. I'm going to sit down like this. Boom, someone is teleporting in onto me. Here we go. Hi friend, yes, we're all on the table. Loki is here, Angelio is here. This is like the sitting stream. It's 144p quality, 144p quality, healthy as always. Oh yeah. Gargoyle is here. Gargoyle has been very active on the forums this week. Even today. Hola, where's the food? I'm hungry. Yeah, no food for you. I hope you already had dinner, otherwise you're not a happy camper. Leanda's also sitting on the table. Do we need more chairs? Should I place some more chairs? I can, this is of course my house, so I can place some more chairs. Let's see. I want some red ones like this. More people can sit on my table. More people can sit at my table. Go ahead and sit. Yeah, someone say food? Yeah, we were talking about food indeed. Alright, I'm not sure when the hunting part will commence, but hey, we're sitting at the table. So Ram Raider, feel free to sit down. It's on the keyboard, it's the F and the E key. So F to open up the flourish menu and then the E key to sit down. You want biscuits, please? Alright, so let's see if we can get some more people on the table. Monzoras is at the table. Nice, everyone knows how to sit down in this game. The food was pardoned. Oh, it was a French revolution. I am Diner. Yeah, we're all Diner. Sit down, Ram Raider, F and E. Come on, do it, do it. As you can see, I'm doing my best to do the corona cough. So, like I said, I've got a bit of a common cold. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. Oh, your dinner. Fatih is the dinner. Okay, let's go and hunt some food then. Go into the cinematic mode and you won't see the names. We're going to hunt some food. Let's go. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. On that topic, later on in the stream, I will probably announce that I won't be streaming next week. Oh, I already did. Next week we've got Sinterklaas, which is a Dutch meme party kind of, or a Dutch festivity, where we have this dude called Sinterklaas and he's got black beads. Don't worry, it's all culturally appropriate. And it's a party and I have to go and visit family and celebrate Sinterklaas. So next week I probably won't be streaming. Maybe if I feel like it I will stream on Friday, but definitely not on Saturday and Sunday, because then I will be doing Sinterklaas with family. I'm really sorry, I will probably be streaming around Christmas, but Sinterklaas, I just don't want to miss it. It's more of a children's festivity or holiday, and I'm still a child, of course, as you know, so that's why we do this. So we're hunting some food today. Ram Raider, glad you could make it. We're hunting some food, and let's see if we can get some food and loot and get the boot. Also, eat some purple moa. Okay, yeah. And 314 hunts later, we will finally be able to eat the result of all this. Yes, indeed. We're maybe later on we'll have actual food in the game. Also, check out the awesome shading on my fighter's armor. It's entirely spiffy. Check it out. It's so amazing. It's entirely metallic. It's just the texture and the shading. It's so good. And again, as you can see, the game world is now also casting shadow in this new version, and it's just so nice. I was watching the development stream number 5 this week. I rewatched it. I always rewatch some of the streams to make sure that they were top notch and top quality. And it was such a good stream. The game looked absolutely beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to rolling out this new release. Probably coming in the second half of this week, this upcoming week. So right before Sinterklaas. And you'll be able to check it out on your desktop machine as well. So for Windows, Linux and Mac, there will be a new beta of 4.4. And then you'll be able to let me know how it performs on your system. So today I finally managed to crack the algorithm. I needed to do some visibility culling of the shadow mapping of the terrain last week. So this computer is plenty fast. So this has got a Ryzen 6300 processor. It's 12 core or something. So this just chugs along and it does everything without breaking a sweat. But I wanted to make sure that the shadow mapping was actually pretty efficient, and it's now pretty efficient. And now it's finally in a releasable state. So there are still some artifacts left and right. I didn't fix those yet because I wanted to get the performance the best I could first. And maybe I'll release it in this form so you can actually see the artifacts and decide if it's a big problem. I don't think it's that big of a problem, especially watching the stream last week. It's much more subtle than I think that it is. But overall, I think that trying to solve the glitches and the tiny artifacts would be a good thing. Yeah, Dutch Santa Claus. Yeah, it actually sounds like Santa Claus. It's Sinterklaas. It sounds like Santa Claus.
Boom.
So check out these very nice long shadows. I mean, this is pretty amazing. These visuals, I really want to make a new trailer with these and sell the game a lot. Gaston says, oh, I forgot. 0 hour gaming gang. Glad you could make it, man. Sinister Claus, yeah, he's pretty sinister. He's got a long beard. He's got this weird top hat. I'm not sure what's up with that.
Ah, this could be helpful.
GG Ram Raider, level 10. You're leveling up like crazy. You got some more loot today. By the way, what's the quest for today? Oh, it's the regular Wheedler. Hopefully we'll find a forest. Another Corona cough there. You call him Miklaj here? What? So supposedly the lore behind the dude is that he's from Spain. And he comes from Spain bearing gifts for all of the children in the Netherlands. He's got these black peats. Again, this is culturally appropriate and it's historical cultural reference. So they are called black peats and they climb on the roofs and they go down the chimneys. That's why they're black, so it doesn't have anything to do with their skin color or anything. So they go down the chimneys and they get all of this soot on them. Like, not suit, but suit with double O. And they just give the presents to the children. And Sinterklaas is a very, very cool dude giving away these presents. He's supposedly a priest or something. Space, you know the back lore here, right? You know the D&D story behind Sinterklaas.
They never saw it coming.
Sinister Claus is the dark side of Christmas. Okay, it sounds pretty nefarious. Hey Gargoyle, by the way. Hey Gargoyle. And hey Ram Raider. Both special guests today. Spell it please. So Sinterklaas is S-I-N-T-E-R. Sinter, S-I-N-T-E-R. And then K-L-A-A-S. Klaas. Sinterklaas, like this. Sinterklaas. See it on the stream? Sinterklaas. We kent hem niet. Sinterklaas, Sinterklaas en natuurlijk Zwarte Piet. You know, this is the saying, right? Everyone knows Sinterklaas. He's Spanish, yeah, he's Spanish. He's from Spain. He's got this boat. It's called, like, so officially Sinterklaas feest is called the Pakjesavond, which means something like the gift evening or gift afternoon, gift night, gift. So you give presents or present even or whatever. So his boat is called the gift boat number 12, Pakjesboot 12. I'm translating the Dutch lore here. Sinterklaas or Sint Nicolaas. Yeah, so he's a holy dude as well. He's a saint. He's a saint. He's literally Saint Claus, kind of. Oh, you know him, and you've got his claws. There you go. Oh, I'm playing on my new phone now. Hey, Captain Jack. Hey. Hey, yo. Captain Jack, bring me back to the railroad track. You definitely joined us during the best stream because the 17th is the best. Yeah, that's him, Sinterklaas. He's a legendary figure based on Saint Nicholas, a patron saint of children. There we go. Yeah. And again, it's a whoa! Check out the nice rendering on this. So I'm really looking forward to getting this new version into all of your hands. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. I'm also thinking up some new tricks that I want to add. I won't spoil them just yet, but there will be some cool stuff in there to really make it shine. Now that we've got these dynamic shadows, it's going to be crazy what you can do with the in-game engine. Okay, so apparently in OB country, in the Verspi, he's called Miklaj or Sveti Nikolaj. There we go. Yeah, so it's actually the same dude then. As you can see, I'm not making any of this up. This is a true story based on facts. How's the sun brightness, bro? Get out of here, get out of here. How's the sun brightness going? Well, as you can see, the sun is casting shadows, which is pretty cool. Oh, in this version I didn't include the lightning patch, so sorry Loki. We actually do get rain now. I should have included it, now that I think of it, because we are actually going into the world with rain now. I should have included it. So, last week we had one very measly and very subtle lightning flash, kind of, on the stream. It was one flash in the entire 2-hour stream. If I had it enabled, you would be able to see it. It looks pretty convincing. It's a pretty nice, like, distant lightning effect. It would have been so cool to show it off. But I didn't include the patch for it. So hello, hey Alexi, how are you doing? How's your health? Alexi, I've got some spicy memes for you, boy. Ever since I knew that you weren't doing too hot, I've been looking out for some memes to share with you, and I've got some fresh ones. I've got some fresh, spicy new memes for you, buddy. Yeah, how's the sunset progress going? Well, it's on my mind. It's something that I want to add later on. Like Alexi's gonna say, I want to touch a solid shadow. Yeah, well, the game's got some solid shadows now, boy. Привет, Alexi. Hey, Ram Raider, like I said, hope you're still listening to the stream. If you can write a positive review on Steam, That will be much, much, much appreciated. Do you want this single bird? It's probably going to level up a few players.
For my services.
We got it, we got it. Well done. Yeah, the memes, they're not too spicy, but it's going... yeah, how's the sun brightness thing going? The shadows are not complete without an NPC. Well, luckily we've got you in the chat, Ruan. The biggest NPC of them all. Big boy brain Ruan, he's over here. Actually, Ruan was the first one to build a sundial in the game, even without dynamic shadows. So, Ruan, he's not the NPC, he's actually the real player character. That was the players, y'all. It's true. Need something? No, Ruan, you're one of the best players of this game that I know. You can actually build cool stuff, man. Okay, so the NPC ID. It was great to see some chat and some activity on the forums this week about that. Even today there were a few posts about it. Like I wrote in the topic, I think it's a cool idea. The implementation that I have in mind is something that fits into the Angeldust design. So I do understand, Ruan, that you want something to be persistent or for it to spawn always or always be available. That's not something that currently fits into the Angeldust design. Kind of, so that's the unfortunate part. But I think that the good part is that, like Rob 12 did with his 12 kingdoms, you can make it so that once players spawn into your wonder, they actually start on the trigger plate and your dude actually spawns and is available always. So you can actually make sure that it will trigger. And I think because of the NPCs starting at their own will, so you don't need to damage them like the photon creatures, I think it will add the liveliness that you want. And of course, since you fire up an injector, you can always make a photon conduit to another place of your build or another piece and spawn another NPC there already. So I think it is entirely doable.
Sense of evil here.
I want life in my buildings. Yeah, I think it will add that. I think it will definitely add that because the NPCs will start and do things and walk around. Without the player having to interact with them, except for standing on one injector. Yeah, and the idea is, so the marker block that I was talking about is probably going to be one of the existing blocks that will be scanned for by the NPC. So it will look for maybe a photon conduit, like an empty photon conduit, maybe a photon imitator, because you've already got the imitator. Ram Raider says, so I've made a couple of spots where I'm starting to build on, not awesome as some, but okay. Hey, that's where you start, Ram Raider, that's where you start. We all started somewhere, so even my house, like I just showed on stream, I added a few chairs just now, so that more players could sit there. It's always work in progress. And I've seen a lot of players progress from being a newbie at building to being complete masters of the game. For instance, take Angelio, starting off with some buildings where I thought like, so this is what the French built. But now if you look at what Angelio is making, he's like on top of the world. He's like one of the best builders in the game. Is Angeldust, can Angeldust be played with one hand? Yeah, if you alternate between walking and looking around, sure, you can. I prefer Ruan's day with just placing a hollow block under NPC spawn. I can understand you prefer that. There's a lot of things that you could prefer. But it doesn't fit in the design of Angeldust, so it will take a complete rewrite almost to make it possible to have persistent characters in there, persistent NPCs. That's why I'm thinking, okay, keep it simple, keep it close to the architecture of the game, keep it close to the interactivity that's already there, and it will be implemented way easier and way quicker. And I think it's actually, well, it is a completely Angeldust solution. I think it will be very workable. So the idea is that you've got these marker blocks, and they might be like the imitators or maybe the photon conduits that you bury behind one block, so that the NPC actually walks on actual terrain. So the NPC will or she will walk on the actual terrain, like grass or blocks or whatever, bricks. And your markers, so kind of the magnetic track that pull that kind of get the NPC to go along, they will be hidden. So the NPC will actually seem to walk on actual ground instead of having to go from waypoint to waypoint, as it were. And that's why the photon trick will work, because the photon block will actually block off the marker or not. And so unblocked markers will not work for the NPC, and blocked markers will. And that's why if you then toggle a photon block on or off, the block or the photon imitator might be seen as a marker or not. Just put a holo thing and boom, the NPC will be there forever without despawning.
Sweet home.
What? What are we talking about, bro? The only thing that could make your ID better is having the NPC activate injectors and removers once they walk on top of them. Well, that would be entirely possible, I think, to make it that way. I'm not sure if it would open up a ways of abuse, so that's something that we need to be on the lookout for. But I think that NPCs could interact with the environment. One thing that I was thinking about was, since the markers are hidden behind, like below one layer of blocks, you could actually make conveyor belts that kind of like drag the NPC backwards, so you could actually troll the NPCs as well. At Electrode, it would be impossible to place an entire system of photons underneath the city to spawn NPCs, as it can't be lower than the lowest heights of Electrode. Okay, yeah, that's a bit of a downside. On the other hand, I really would dislike having visible markers. I want to hide them below ground or make it... Problem is, we ran out of blocks, and I don't know if I can add more blocks. That's a huge problem. So I don't have more numbers to assign to blocks at the moment. That's why the current block collection has been there for, what is it, a year now or so? There's no more blocks, no more block numbers, so it would be very hard to add one. And if you say like, okay, the guidance needs to be above the ground, yeah, difficult. Then we need a block that you wouldn't see, but that would be there, because I don't really want to have visible waypoints for the NPC. I want the path that they take to be kind of unpredictable, so that they could twist and turn, and you wouldn't expect where they were going. I understand that like old builds weren't like made to have that system implemented. It's entirely understandable. Maybe there would be some kind of compatibility mode. I need to think on this. But my vision is that it would be like invisible guidance for the NPC. Yeah, bank switch the block numbers. I'm already doing that with some of them. That's why we had a few weird bugs when the paintings and the drawings were added. I don't want it above ground. Yeah, me neither. Me neither, bro. Also check out the cool water. So I will distract you with the cool water and the nice game world shadows. So far I think the game has been running at about 60 frames per second consistently since the start of the stream, which is good. Hey Leanda, riding on the flamingo, how are you doing? Do you plan to add a boss fight in the future? Hendrian, good question. If you play the game and if you try to play it to completion, so there's actually a goal when you start up the game, it's in one of the tips, like the goal is to do this or that. Hey, we actually find a forest, so we might find some quest wheedlers as well. So there are 2 bosses that you can defeat already. I haven't used the turrets yet. What's the range of them? Pretty mediocre. But they will fire at everything that's nearby, so they will lock onto any creature and they will start firing. It shouldn't matter at what elevation it is.
That was a good warm-up. Who's next?
What? What are we talking about? At RTX shader, yeah, whatever, Alexi. I've been actually. Did you mess around with the fragment shader just yet? Did you already write your own custom shading code? Because I made the shaders plain text files, so you could actually make mods and maybe show off what you could do or some cool graphical effects, like I did with the water, because I made some shaders like this. So send me your mods. The marker could be at the top of the world or the bottom, and then what? They disappear, they stand there until they despawn? Huh? I have no idea where this talk is going. He must see the markers. Yeah, see is relative, so he will have kind of a magnetic perception. He will be able to look underground. It's similar to the Disney rides or a theme park ride. Sometimes you have got these guided. You enter a vehicle of sorts along a magnetic trail, and you step into the vehicle for a attraction, and it will just be going throughout an entire building or whatever, an event center or whatever. But it will be guided by invisible rails, kind of. So you place the guidance under the ground so that the NPC can scan it there at that level, but you will not see it. Check out the nice shadowing in this forest. Just the sun just shining through some parts. Why not make the NPC repeat again and again his road? Yeah, that's the entire idea. You can make a circle. You can make a track yourself. You can make him go like upstairs, and you can make him go downstairs. You can make him fall off ledges. Hey, the NPC person have to go over marker, or do they have to get as close as possible? They will trek towards the marker. Once they're on the marker, they will pause, unless there's another marker that they can go to. So they will kind of like, it's programming with marker blocks. So you can make them go in any path, you can make them circle, you can make them go upstairs. You can even, if it works, you can even make them activate new photon circuitry as well. So the idea is that you write the AI yourself. He will actually follow your pathways that you want. And if they're circular or if it's like a loop, that's no problem. He will just do it. Hey soft body. Hey Niels, hard body. Oh nice. Hello, long time my buddy. Hey Nesquik. Nesquik, I don't really recognize your nickname. The fact that you say well, long time buddy, welcome Nesquik. You're like this product that you put in water or in milk and you get chocolate milk, right? That's where I know Nesquik from. Well, I like the marker thing. Personally, this was not in my initial plans, so okay. Yeah, that's the best I can do to make you actually plan out the NPC. So it doesn't need AI. That does not what you want. The markers are so you can actually make waypoints, and the NPC will walk along. Hey Myrtle, welcome. I'm not germ-free. I've got a common cold. I've got some kind of cold. Sorry, I need to cough here. So sorry about that, but it's yeah. I'm trying to stream as long as I can. Not sure how long I can make it. Oh, I played that game in your lives, 2019 or 18, I don't remember. No problem, that's quick. If you feel like it, you probably still have the game available on your computer or maybe on your app store if you're playing on a phone or a tablet. I'm playing a new beta version of the game, so we've got great shadowing and we've got great shading. There's shadows from the game world and the sprites now. It's all looking lovely, so if you feel like it, there's tons of new things to explore in the game. Long solid shadow. Yeah, we've got long solid shadows now, Alexi. I definitely can see the marker working with the NPC in a hollow base. You're a hollow base. Would like to add my own monsters. Ram Raider, not sure what you mean. But you can spawn monsters in the world with the photon imitator. So if you go into the shop and get the photon imitator block, you can spawn any type of creature that you previously discovered into the world, except for a few select ones. So you can spawn a troll or a wheedler or a roamer. You can add monsters to your build that way. So you can make interactive challenges, or you can make a fight, or if you're OB, you can even use it to spawn ravens for like the atmosphere surrounding your build. Model your own 3D meshes and textures. Yeah, maybe in the future. Like one of the plans is to make the game open source eventually, and then you would be able to add your own custom artwork for things. At the moment it's kind of hard to do that because it's running on a central server. The game is available on like 7 or 8 operating systems, and not everyone is using your version of the game. So it's I need to plan everything centrally. You monster killed you. Oh, Gaston. So if the NPC is walking to a marker, Obi says, and then it sees a different marker, does it switch to the new one, or does it first go to the initial marker and then to the second one? It's probably going to be a little bit, it will be deterministic, but it will be kind of random, so it will probably scan certain directions before others. The idea is that you don't place markers to confuse it, you kind of have one set path. You can make choices with the photon blocks, like walling off some of the markers, or not. But the idea is that you make the track as like, whatchamacallit?
Let's do this.
There's a word for this. What's it called? And I need to cough again. You don't want the markers to be ambiguous, so you need to make it as unambiguous as possible. So you make a path that the NPC follows, and it will be good. That's the idea. Yeah, COVID time, kind of. I will create a new account and play again. Hey Nesquik, sounds like a good idea. You don't actually need a new account. If you know the old one or the email address and player name that you used, you can reset your password on the support page of the website. That way you can continue where you left off. Hey Leanda! Hey Leanda! Don't run ahead! Yeah, you can play in the old-fashioned style, then it looks like the other game. You only need one injector onto the spawning point, then you can take the conduits out to the whole city. It won't be as hard as it sounds. And you can even have the NPC walk over new injectors to spawn new NPCs in the areas that you want. So it will be pretty spiffy in all.
This is great.
A block of room below your ground, below the ground level of your build. And I can understand that not all of the previous builds accommodate for that. Especially not since they might be built on ice or they might be built on water. But it will be something that you can plan into new builds. I know this is kind of like, it would be a problem, but maybe we'll find another way that the NPC can scan things above ground and below ground as well. Straightforward or deterministic? Yeah, that's kind of what I meant in a way. Open source is cool. You are cool, Alexi. Yeah, waypointing, Ram Raider, that's exactly what I meant. So you just waypoint out the path of the NPC. There's probably something very cool that you can do with spirals or overlapping paths, so it will actually walk figure 8s or something. It will be more flexible than you think. It will be limited, flexible, but it will also be easy. So it's like simple to pick up and it's hard to master, kind of. It's hard when you don't have space under the city to make it work. I understand completely, everyone. That's why there might be 2 solutions for it. Can you make sure that once the NPC spawn, he will never despawn? No, I can't do that. No, that's entirely impossible. Which is what I was hinting at with, like, it doesn't fit into the architecture of the game at the moment. Fully persistent things are not possible. That's not like how the game works at the moment or in the future. It needs to efficiently allocate its resources, especially if we would be able to get like thousands of players playing together. Check out the nice shadow, by the way, to the left of the screen here, with all of the dudes running in the shadow over the hill. Yeah, not despawning is absolutely impossible. A big lag spike. Oh, whoops.
They will feel my fury.
It's just one of the design choices that I made. Like the world is persistent in the sense that buildings and stuff will persist. But if players are not nearby for long enough, things will despawn. Otherwise the server wouldn't be able to keep up with all of the things going on. Yeah, the problem is, like with the photon creatures as well, you already noticed that once they get too close, the oldest one or the newest one will despawn. Like everything is set up to make the game fun and playable for everyone, even if we would have thousands and thousands of, or even tens of thousands of players in the same world. But it is all set up to make griefing and like lagging the server as hard as possible. It's just one of the trade-offs that I had to make. Of course, I know that we don't have these hundreds of thousands of players in the game at the same time at the moment, just yet. But hey, that moment can still come, and I want the game to be ready for it. So, like, it's you will be able to make some very cool stuff with the NPCs, but it will be something that's triggered when players get there. Will they also kill each other if they get too close? Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, to prevent abuse. You won't have like 300 of these dudes walking in a conga line. That's not the intention. So if you want multiple ones, you probably want to carefully plan out their like waypoints so that they can actually have different routes and walk together. Yeah, all wonders will remain empty. Everything, everything. There's absolutely, it's completely empty. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get them close together as if they were talking. Maybe I can make an exception, like if there's only 2 in a chunk, that they will be able to get close together. But I really want to prevent players from spawning thousands of NPCs, which would drag down the performance for all of the players in the world. That's something I want to prevent. Yeah, let them make a conga line. Yeah. So maybe that's for the NPCs. That might be a limitation. Like say with the photons, there can be a certain number in a chunk. Doesn't matter how close they are, but the number would be limited. Yeah, that's Obi. That's exactly what I meant.
This could be helpful. I knew we could.
I'm not sure if our messages or our thoughts crossed, but maybe that would be a nice idea for the NPCs. Also, I have no idea how to implement them in that system, but I will be able to. I'll try to see what I can come up with. Hey, VJ. Also, as for the appearance of them, I have no idea what they would look like. I have no idea if I would be able to allow you to customize them. It will be very hard to get that absolutely right. So maybe I can go with random colors based on the location where they spawn or something. Writing a UI for the coloring. It's something that I never managed to get right for the heroes themselves, so it would be very hard to implement that just for the NPCs. Maybe we could go with something like the whatchamacallit, the Holo Painter interface, so that you could select one of the 8 predefined colors. So you could have black dudes or white dudes or green dudes walking around. I can try to make a web system to make an initial NPC to spawn the others. Yeah. A pirate could use a Holo Painter, yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, yeah. So I don't necessarily mean that you would have the NPC walk over a Holo Painter, but that might even be a more simple solution. Which would mean that NPCs would appear as actual players to the game. I'm not sure if that's what I want. I'll have to think about this. Let me think about this. It's yeah, there are solutions to most of the problems, so that would maybe it's a good idea. But like the base idea of having them always be around is just not something that I can do. Are you going to implement a central market system where players can trade? No, that was one of the initial design goals that I had, a trading system. But it never made it to the game, and it's probably never going to make it, because everything in the game is an infinite resource. You might have already noticed that there's no single-use items, except for some of the stuff that you can get in the shop. For instance, a dance, or summoning a creature, right there at that moment. But all of the blocks and all of the things that you find are pretty much infinite resources, because I want players to build and have fun building, instead of bookkeeping the blocks and having to keep track of how many blocks they've got and getting more blocks. Adios, VJ! So trading is not something that kind of fits into the overall game design, which is why I haven't implemented it. There's not many things that you can get that others won't be able to get. In the future there will be some new cool stuff. I've been talking about new gameplay features. Those also come with new rewards. So it might be nice to kind of be able to trade those. But it's all like infinite resources. So you will not be able to trade your bricks for other block, for instance. Obi wants to play soccer with his bots. Okay, yeah. Will you make community monster design or community mods like Steam Workshop? I have to buy it one time. Yeah, Loki, that's exactly what I mean. This game is kind of a combination of well, it's not really survival, of course, this, but it's hunting and it's like resource gathering in a way, but it's also just creative building. You don't have to be a bookkeeper or an accountant, you can just build what you want. So bigger monsters, which need a group of players, are needed to kill. There are a few where you probably want a group to be able to hunt them. There's, like I said, 2 different end bosses that you can take down, and there's different variants of those creatures as well. And those require either a very skilled player or a group of players to take them down. There are monsters in the game that you can't solo, I think, at least. Will you make community monster designs or community mods like a Steam Workshop? Not at the moment, because, like I said, the entire development and the entire hosting and the game server and the game world is centralized. I can't really have the community directly implement these things. But maybe later on, if the game is open source, there will be a community that will exist of players working together on designs and maybe on like proposing new features for the game.
Awesome.
And Yule wants 5 of these NPCs per chunk. You're a pretty chunky boy, aren't you? Hey, where did everyone go? We just lost a lot of players, I think. Where did everyone go? Is it bedtime in most countries? In 5 minutes we'll do a lottery, so Ram Raider, I'm not sure. Oh, you already have the pet snack, which is great. Gargoyle, you still around? If you want the pet snack, we'll be doing a lottery in about 5 minutes. Ram Raider won last week. I like the lag sign. Okay, well, it changes color even. So you get a white one, a yellow one, orange, red, deep red, I think. And then the game just rips. Then it's then you're done. Then you're done for. You better wait for it to clear. Should you keep track of all the NPC features we agreed on? Hey, hold up. It's not going to be a list of, hey, you said this, so it's going to need that. No. It's a collaborative thing. I will do my best as always to kind of try to make it fit into the game design. One big major if is if I'm able to add it at all, because I'm kind of restricted in the changes that I can do to all of the versions on all of the app stores. So I'm not sure if that's something that will block my entire progress. But of course you can, the things that we talked about, it's not a wish list like this is going to be there, but it can be a reminder for me to think, okay, yeah, these are things that we talked about. And I can see what I can do to implement them. Hey, there's some legendary wheedlers over here. They won't give you quest points, but they will be very beneficial to your coin count. How do I use the pet snack? You select it from the inventory and then you give it to a creature that you want to have as a pet. You can't have every creature as a pet, but you will probably soon figure out which ones you can have as a pet and which you can't have as a pet. Right, folks, you got me. I accept the condition of having to spawn an NPC manually, all just to have an NPC. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It will be a nice addition to the game, absolutely everyone, and it is a great idea. It's just that the demand of having it be ever present is not something that I can give you right now. And then the next best thing that you can have is an at least permanently spawning NPC. So once a player gets there, the NPC will be there as well. And it will just start merrily going along its way, and it will look lively. Don't worry about it. It will be absolutely a great addition to the game. I get that you're a single dev, and this is a great game for a single dev. Okay, it's also a great game for a single player. It's one great game for a single player, but also for many players. I try to make it interesting and fun by doing these live streams for M-Raider, so that's kind of my jam. And of course, in the past we had updates like almost every 2 months or so. Right now things have quieted down a little bit because I'm working very hard on the new graphics engine with all of the new cool graphical features. All to get more players to be playing the game, which would be a good thing, I think.
They will feel my fury.
Okay, some more messages from YouTube. I'm going to read a few in quick succession here. The lottery will be in about 2 minutes. You can easily extend one photon signal all of the area, free the /dance. Yeah, that's what you would want, right? No. Dancing costs money here, buddy. I can post them on the forum. Yeah, that's good. Keep it on the forums. That's a nice place. There will be a maximum of NPCs per chunk, or I'll be able to gather some in a single chunk. Yeah, both. You will be able to gather them in a single chunk, but there will be a limit on them. The only mob you can't solo is the Obi Wanderer. Oh yeah, indeed, that's a good one. I think Firefly said agreed on 4. Yeah, whatever. It's just a number. I will see what makes sense. We already talked about it. I get my ult if you don't mind. Okay, dude, 4 per chunk. I think he agreed on was a bad choice of word. Yeah, that's what I meant. I can't make a city with 4 people living in. Yeah, you're absolutely not getting the point here, I think. I just wanted to have them all in one place so the IDs don't get lost. Yeah, that's why I agreed. Like a forum thread would be nice. Wait, let me check what I've done. This is going to be hard. As long as I can bring life to the place, it's going to be great. Everything is delicious. I hope so. How do you use the pet snack? You select it and then you give it to a creature. That's how you do it. You go into your inventory, you select the pet snack like this. I will go into first person view so you can see me actually holding the pet snack. You see, this is the pet snack. You see this? This is the pet snack. You select it in your inventory. Then you go up to a creature and you say like, here's a cookie, here's a cookie, here's a cookie. And then the creature becomes your pet because they love you. Or something like that. It might be a little bit more complicated behind the scenes, but it works like that at least. It only works on specific creatures, so you'll probably pretty quickly find out which ones you can pet and which you can't pet. Yeah, everyone, it's not about 4 per wonder, it's about 4 per chunk. And like your build consists of a lot of chunks. For instance, even at the lowest view distance and even at the lowest interaction level of a player, you have 9 chunks at your disposal. So 1 to the front, 1 to the back, 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and then diagonally, and the one that the player is in. So you can already have 36 NPCs if 4 per chunk were allowed. So that's 36 dudes just running around. Maybe spinning around in circles or whatever. But that's a lot. I mean, that's almost too much. That's why I don't want to have too many of them per chunk. Where are the dragons? Everywhere. Well, not everywhere. They're not in the low-level areas of the world. But you will find dragons further into the world. And if you build a wonder or if you become a donator to the game, you will be able to fly on one as well. And Destructor is here. And Destructor. Yeah, but you know I'm crazy and I can make 9 to 16 houses in a single chunk. I'm crazy. That make me crazy. For colds, make the mount work like the pet snack. Uh-huh. 4 per chunk. I can barely spawn guards. So, how would you create branching paths? It wouldn't be hard to... You can have 4 NPCs spawn immediately. Once the player gets in, you just have a photon circuit go like to 4 sides, north, west, east and south. You have a photon imitator there spawning the NPC. Boom! Like within 1 second that the player has spawned, there's 4 NPCs already there.
See if you can dodge this.
Like there's too much toxicity here. They're like this way, keep it up, and it won't ever get to the game at all, because whatever I do won't be good enough. Yeah, so that's a good point, Obi. I know it's a little bit of like putting form or function over form, but like you can always, if you really want to master the game, you can make a build that like uses all of these facts. And I can understand it would be a very big addition to the game, so I can understand that old wonders and old builds might not be prepared for this change, but it will be something that you can like use in the future, and it will be an awesome new thing that you can add to your build. It's like, come on, it will be a very nice addition either way, independent of the like implementation details. Just as the photon imitator itself was a nice addition. Shall we do a lottery? Lottery time? Or should we wait for like 10 more minutes? Does anyone want to win a pet snack? No, please, I want it, I need it! Loki, please get on the YouTube chat and say like, it's good Firefly, it's already good. Gargoyle, you want a pet snack? Gargoyle, you want a snack?
I hope no one got hurt badly.
I don't care. I already know how NPCs will be. I will never use them. There we go. Thanks for the encouragement, Angelo. This is absolutely the reason I stream. I plan the stadium to be spread over multiple chunks so I could have more photon freedom. There you go. Do pets help you? Yeah, and other players as well. They will attack creatures that are being attacked, and they will... Some of them will have other special abilities. I feel sorry for the NPC who will walk over to spawn his partners. Yeah, come on, bro. Don't worry about it, forget about it. Who's on the dragon today? It's Loki. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there are sandbox games where you can spawn hundreds or even thousands of NPCs. If that's really your jam, if you really want to play around with like thousands of computer generated characters and maybe AI powering them, I'm pretty sure you'll find a game that much better suits your needs. It's not like Angeldust is meant to be the NPC simulator. I'd rather have like thousands of players inhabit the world than thousands of NPCs inhabit the world. But I do see that it would be a nice addition for the building possibilities. I can see myself using the system to make builds more lively as well.
How may I be of service?
So I think it would be a nice addition either way. And of course you can complain all you want about the details. Ultimately, you're at the whims and the mercy of me because I'm the developer here. And once the game is open source, you can make your own version of it. Like, it's not to be like a Debbie Downer or anything, but I think it's a cool idea. I think there's potential to make it very flexible and very fun to add to your build. And I don't really appreciate like the talk of like it has to do everything perfectly for it to be a good solution. Never gonna happen. Like nothing in life is a perfect solution. What open source license are you going to use? I have no idea yet. On one hand, I'm leaning towards an MIT 2-clause license. Like if you use code from the game, just credit me somewhere, and it's all good. Just use it for commercial purposes if you want. On the other hand, I think something like the GPL would make sense, where you have to make your version of the game open source as well, because that way everyone in the community will benefit from all of the work of others. And it would prevent one company or one new entity from like monopolizing the source or the features added to the game. Of course, you will be able to make a difference with, for instance, graphical mods. You might not have to open source your graphical assets or anything. So that might be a nice way to make the code at least compatible with all of the versions. And make sure that people can do artwork modifications, for instance.
Crimson hearts burn within.
Anyway, so on to the next ID. Gargoyle and a few other players were talking about that as well. Having the shop be a physical place in the world sounds like a nice idea. I think that space is green. Snake gold, what? It's regular gold from a snake. But anyway, yeah, so that idea is cool. I need to think out the details a little bit. I mean, the game is meant to have the shop available at any time, so that players can just go here and go to the shop. It's a pretty important spot in the user interface at the moment, because it's pretty important functionality. Not sure how to or where to take that at the moment. But keep the ideas coming. I thought the idea itself was very cool. Spaces Green was meant the City of Heroes to kind of be such a place where players would gather and prepare for battle, maybe. So that sounds like in an MMO design, sounds like a nice idea. Can you add more blueprint stickers? I thought I would have a special skill or something, but it's just a wall hang. Yeah, it is. That's why it says, it does say sticker, right? Doesn't it? Let's see, maybe I made a mistake here. Where are the blueprints? Where's the blueprints? Click, 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 click. Where are they? Oh, they say blueprint. Oh, whoops. Yeah, but they are indeed, they're posters to hang on the wall or maybe lie on a workbench to indicate that the builder has been kind of like building out or designing his devices over there. Oh, here's a snake gold. There we go.
Like this.
So I didn't get any positive replies on the lottery, so maybe we'll skip the lottery altogether today.
That was easy. This place must be purified.
Oh, that's another nice idea, Loki. The shop could be in the void. There was talk about making the void a little bit more inviting for players, to maybe give some coins when you go there, or make it so that you could actually get something. So maybe we could have the shop in the void, so players would have to visit the void, shoot some others, and then be able to shop. We've got Griffiths here. Sorry, I can't be more time in stream, no problem. Maybe next Saturday I'll be able to participate in the raffle. Bye, Griffiths, no problem. Next week there might not be a stream because there's a holiday in the Netherlands, and I kind of want to celebrate that with family. It's a holiday where you give and get gifts, which is a pretty nice thing if you ask me, so I want to get some gifts. Sounds good. Check out that shock roamer over there. It's just walking through the trees and it's just looking awesome. Butcher a player? Yes, we're all players here, man. We're all players. There's no NPCs here.
Sweet haul. I hope there'll be more challenging fights in the future.
Cool, hope you have a good time. Thank you, Loki. Yeah, it's getting stuff is pretty cool. That's one of my favorite things. No, it isn't. Sinister claws, yeah.
This will be easy.
How would the branching paths work again? Like, don't pin me down on the details in the future. This is all just brainstorming interactively. My idea was that since the marker is hidden underground, the NPC will always scan for a block with another block, a certain type of block with another block above it. For instance, a photon imitator. I think that would be a nice guidance system, because if you spawn the NPC with the imitator, you will have the imitator block unlocked already. So you can actually already place those. The imitator block is also nicely transparent, so it actually serves like it doesn't have a constructive purpose, but it will be in the world. So maybe the NPCs will scan for imitators with a block above them, with a solid block or like a slab, as you call them, or thin block above them. So the NPC will constantly be scanning the ground below it for those blocks and follow those markers. And the idea is that if you have a marker, a photon imitator without a block above it, without a solid block above it, it will not be seen as a marker. And with a photon block toggling on and off, you would be able to get the marker to activate or not. Because once the photon block is active, the NPC will see it as a marker, because now there's a solid block above it. And if you make it so that only one of those markers, like in the area nearby the NPC, turns on with the photon block, they will go to that direction.
Ah, nice loot. That was a good warm-up. Who's next?
Yeah, so the hollow shop idea. By just standing on the hollow shop, you would have access to the shop. It would be cool to add them to the wonders. Would that be in addition to the regular shop, Angelio? Yeah, Obi, there's probably something very wrong with that idea that I just proposed, because it might trigger the photon imitator as well, because the photon block will turn on. It was the best thing that I could come up with, like the photon blocks already turn on and off. So maybe there's something that I'm not seeing. Maybe the NPCs will also trigger on photon blocks that get activated or something, or that are activated and get deactivated, something like that. So they will need to trigger on photon blocks somehow. But since the scanning logic is always active, they will pick up on changes in the nearby geometry and in the nearby physicality of the world, and that's why like some markers will turn on or like be perceived as a marker or not. So the marker would be an imitator or a special block. I'm leaning towards imitator because a special block is very hard, because the numbers, we don't have any more numbers, and I think that the imitator block makes sense because you already have it once you're able to spawn the NPC. So it would be nice to reuse that same block. It's also a nicely transparent and translucent and like completely non-invasive block to place somewhere. It really signals that there's not going to happen anything with it by default. So that's what would make it a good waypoint marker as well. At least in my opinion. And maybe like the NPCs would also scan for those above ground, which would make sense. Because that way you could make them walk around in builds that don't have like underground room. And then they would still not kind of like be very invasive in the build itself.
Hey there, I'm a mystery.
You would just place one. You would just place one. I'm not exactly sure if it wouldn't need a creature ID at all. It would, if there's an imitator, it will go there. That's all. And Ramraider says, I would have never got 20,000 in gold without teaming up in this live stream. Okay. That's why you joined the live stream, at least initially, to get some coins. Here's an imboss. We need some scouts in here. If anyone wants to play a scout, Leanda, you're a scout. We need you. There's an imboss over here. We can't get it. You remove the shop on the inventory and players would have to go to wonders to go to the shop. Of course, all the shops would be findable on the map. Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't see removing the shop from the inventory or from the UI at all. I don't see that as a good step in the right direction. I understand the idea of the physical shop. It would be very nice to have it. So maybe with the idea of the physical shop having different things, maybe, or something. I'm not sure what to offer there just yet. Maybe you would be able to get a special postcard or something that you can hang on your wall, so every wonder would have a postcard that you could collect. Something like that. I have no idea. But like removing the shop from the inventory, ooh, that would be like bold move, Cotton, as they would say. But it would be nice. I can certainly see, like the current shop. The current shop screen is of course already a thing. So it would be nice to have a holo scroll or a holo block that you place, or a trigger block that would open up the shop once you step on it. I mean, that sounds like a very fun idea.
What a blessed find! This is great.
So that's cool. That would be cool. I can imagine that. So you step on the block and the shop will open up. I'm just not a big fan of removing the shop from the user interface, because that's the way the game has always been, and I think that's a very accessible place. Players know where to get the saddle, and players know where to get the blocks that they want. It would make it more exclusive to get stuff, but it would be completely... Like the thing is, it would be completely non-discoverable for new players. Same thing with the having to select the saddle in your inventory to be able to mount a creature. That's a new type of creature, but like initially every creature is a new creature. Yeah, the imitator would need to be under the NPC. And it will probably scan like 2 blocks below itself. So if it's standing on bricks, the marker should be like 1 block below the brick, so that you can guide it. And it might even scan like 1 row above that, or even 1 row above that. So 3 rows, so that you can also place them on the ground for builds that don't have underground room. So that way it would be flexible. You would kind of be able to see where the NPC is going. So that would be kind of like a letdown. But hey, it's better than having AI that doesn't work. Hey then, Angelio, everyone, it's good that we talk about this ID, because like I'm not going to spend 2 months of work on a feature that nobody is going to use. So it's good that you give your feedback here and that we can just have an honest evaluation of the ID. So I'm really proposing it in a form that I think makes the most sense, and that is of course very close to the design philosophy of Angeldust. So it will be a very powerful system that's easy to start with, but hard to master eventually, because you can make very cool stuff with it, with the NPC system. But like if you as master builders and like wonder builders in the game say like, okay, well if this is going to be the system, we're not going to use it, that will prevent me from doing a lot of like useless work. So that's good to know. On the other hand, we have Loki saying like, okay, I want it, I need it, so that's pretty cool. So there are people who see the potential in this and they want NPCs in the game, so that's pretty cool. So thanks for the fair and balanced review. Like I said, the YouTube comments are a source of very fair and balanced information always. So it's good to have the discussion, and it's good that you say like, okay, we're not going to use it. Saves me a lot of trouble, honestly, and that's why I like to plan out these features and kind of discuss them openly before pulling the trigger on them, because otherwise I end up with like hundreds of hours in a feature that no one's going to use. And right now, most of the features that are in the game are actively being used, and they are being appreciated by almost all of the players, I think. So I really want to try and prevent spending my time on stuff that's not going to get used. Yeah, that would be the idea then, Angelio, to remove stuff from the regular shop and add it to the Wonder shop, kind of. I'm just having a hard time imagining what it would look like to force players to go to a Wonder, because some of the Wonder builders are gone, some of the Wonders get destroyed. Take for instance Paxanima, which got totally wrecked. Like Wonders that are not under active maintenance will not provide a shop, and maybe not even nearby the spawn point. So it's going to be hard for some players to discover that there's a Wonder shop for some Wonders in some locations, which is very inconvenient, where you can buy stuff that you want to use. It's a little bit counterintuitive to do it in that way. Well, in the meantime, let's kill some tripods. That's something that we can all agree on, I think. Hum is here. Hum is on healer duty, which is very much appreciated, Hum. Thanks for being here. Which is my form of Thanksgiving. Yeah, Universal Marketplace, that was the initial idea. That would be a very cool thing. So all players would have to go there to buy stuff, or buy some of the advanced stuff. That would be a nice idea. Another idea would be to have a marketplace in the village. We now have these photon demonstration machines in the village. I could replace one of those with a shop kind of concept, so that there would be shops everywhere that you would go into. The only downside of that is, that everyone goes to their own local shop, so you will still not have players go to one single shop together. But I think I posted in the forum thread, like having the Nefersby Marketplace, for instance, be the central shop. That would be, of course, a very cool touch to the game. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Come on, there's monsters to kill.
There's monsters to kill.
The hunt was worth the prize.
Hey, there's a mammoth over there. There's 2 mammoths over there. And we've got some dude here, a Sigitron. Sigitron, you're almost dead, boy. Watch out. Or girl. I will charge towards the mammoth and I will not blink an eye. Here we go. Yeah, the Universal Marketplace sounds pretty cool. So maybe in the far future there will be a central marketplace and you will open up the telecharger and say, I want to go to the shop. Hey, or to the bazaar, because it would be more of a bazaar then. And maybe we can split up the inventory in different vendors there so that some players can go to the decal shop. You could go to the photon shop. You could go to so there would be different kinds of shops in the marketplace. Well, I couldn't make a much prettier one, Obi. I could not, but I'm pretty sure some players would be able to make a prettier shop. But you would have different shops. That would actually be a very cool thing. And in one you could buy trees, and we could actually show the blocks before you buy them. That would be a nice feature. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did I just give the golden tip? Like you could have the shop and you could have all of the blocks laid out so that you could actually see them before you buy them. Whoa, is that... So you would have a block maybe in front of the block that you're about to buy, and then you step on the block to buy it, and it says like, would you buy this block with the confirmation prompt for this amount of coins? Yes. So you would actually walk around to a shop for blocks and then you would buy it. That would be a nice... Put that in a forum thread. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so that's a problem with the lore, Angelio. Wonders are in the Angeldust world. Now that sounds cool. Yeah, so being able to preview the block before you buy it, it would be a very nice addition. The idea is, okay, so wonders are in the world. They are in the telecharger under the wonders button because I want players to be able to visit a place of beauty or to showcase the game's possibilities so that you can actually see them. Hey Crunchy, welcome. Yeah, that's what I mean, Obi. And in each of the shops you might be able to see all of the blocks laid out there so that you can actually preview them. Because nowadays we have all of these shader effects for all of the blocks and you get this different kind of material look for them. So you would actually be able to preview the block before you buy it. That's very nice. Anyway, so the wonders are in the central Angeldust world and they are in the telecharger being promoted. But they're not part of the Angeldust lore. That was something that we ran into with Alexi, or I ran into with Alexi. Alexi wanted to add the concept of new characters into his wonder, and I was like, okay, that's very cool and all, but characters in your wonder will not be part of the Angeldust lore as a whole, because they will not exist in other wonders. So the shop would kind of be like Angeldust lore that exists, and it would be a central, nice location, a nicely built thing. You can even show the block works if you can do something. Yes, indeed, Loki. We can make the photon shop demonstrate how the photon blocks work and showcase construction methods and all. That would be nice. So there will be a shop for roofing materials for the tiles. There will be a shop for stairs blocks where all of the stair combinations are showcased. This is a genius idea. This is like, now we're doing it. Now we're thinking. Now we're thinking with our big brains. So write it down, make a forum topic about this. We need to, of course it's preserved in this live stream, but I can already see it in front of me. So central marketplace, you can go in 4 directions or so, or maybe 8 with the diagonals. It needs to be very efficiently laid out. The big idea, yeah. And it would be shops where you can just see all of the blocks, and maybe it will just be an open marketplace instead of buildings. And they would showcase the building constructions that you can do with the blocks. Wow, 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 wow.
Crimson hearts burn within.
Yeah, that's different. The trailer can be a gameplay trailer or a game trailer where you showcase the game and not necessarily go into the lore. There has never been a trailer that showcases the Angeldust lore. I made a script for it, detailing the backstory of Crimson and Violet. But that's just not like the game experience at all. You don't see Crimson, you don't see Violet. It's all implied, kind of. So
by your command.
It's different. It's a different thing. Yeah, don't add it to the thing, make a separate one, make a separate thread for the, because there's a block topic going on where some of those messages are. But I think that would be like the big brain play, to make the shop button into a, and maybe we could even have both of them. Or maybe the shop button here takes you to that place, so it's not actually, Oh, but then you need to go back as well. You know, that would be... Like if you press the shop button in the UI, it will take you to the shop place and then you press return and you will be back. That's kind of confusing. So I think it would need be added to the telecharger. But then you have two shops. It's Now don't add it to one thread, then you get mixed things. Then you get some people replying to one thing and then some people to the other. I think both of them warrant separate discussions. I think the Holo NPC deserves its own thread, even though people will never use it. And the shop will also need its own thread. Yeah, just write it down for now, and that's good. Yeah, maybe having both, since the real-life shop would have the advantage of showcasing what you can do with the blocks. And it would make it a very nice central place to showcase those things. Yeah, 2 new threads. I think the Holo NPC already has got its own little thread, so you can link to the stream there, and you can add some of the discussion there. I think that one already has a central place, central topic. But the shop thing, I think we had some great new insights here. Yeah, I don't understand what you mean, Angeldust. What do you mean? Like, why can't it work as a block? It can't work as a block because then it will do nothing. You want interactivity and liveliness in your build, you don't want a block. We already have 300 different kinds of blocks. That's why the NPC is not a block. Then you would have a dude that's just standing there. What fun is that? Why would you want to have a block, like be tied to a block? You want the dude to move. And I don't think I can make the dude move in any cool way that you think like, okay, this is really showcasing my build. Because writing AI to do dynamic pathfinding in a 3D voxel world is doable, but making him do intelligent stuff based on what you think would be intelligent is like completely impossible. I don't see how interactivity would work as a block. I mean, what?
I'm the king of monster fighting.
The thing is, blocks are static, so you need to wait to define dynamic behavior. Unless you are like a genius programmer and you can come up with like, I can read your thoughts from here, and I can make all of the dudes do exactly what everyone wants every time in every wonder for any given time period, and maybe you change your mind and then they actually adapt to that as well. What?
Take him out.
I mean, they will be there, and you can just say like, hey, go and walk, go and tour this area, or walk here, or walk there, and they will do that. I think that's... You need to program something dynamically into there. The only thing that should be able... that should be in the inventory is dance and summon your ride. Seriously. And maybe make your house higher as well. There's a few of those yellow actions that maybe... Oh, this is the home button for post effects. Maybe only the yellow ones should be in here. I will show you how... I will show you how, Angeldust. It's like so ridiculously simple that you're probably overthinking this way too much. You're probably not getting at what I mean. Seriously, I don't think you understand what I'm saying or what we were talking about. It's so simple that you're overcomplicating it in your head. I'm pretty sure, and Ruan, same thing. I'm pretty sure both of you are overthinking it. Just because Obi and I say like, okay, let's make it so and so, because then you can actually program it dynamically. You're way overthinking it. I'm pretty sure that once you see what I mean, you say like, oh. Otherwise you get fighters and all of your NPCs will walk into walls and they will fall off into cliffs and into water. You'll never see them again, and because there's a NPC limit, you can't even spawn another one. Seriously, you can't expect a computer program to do exactly what you want. That's just not happening. Oh, I'll repost my question. Here we go. Would the imitator that is 1 block under have a priority over an imitator marker that's 5 blocks under? It wouldn't even see the one that is 5 blocks under. So it will scan in a very limited fashion. 2 blocks under, 1 block under, 1 block above. That's all that it will look at. We need to go to my home, I think, or to a claim, so I can actually show you what it would look like. Or maybe I need to do it in a single person view. Single player mode, sorry. Bruh, what's up, Leanda? What's up? There's actually a lot of creatures here. Ram Raider, you still there? You can earn some coins here. There's lots of creatures around. Hey Crunchy, see you later, buddy. Have a nice weekend. Sorry we were a little bit busy talking about the game. I just don't get it.
Alright, this is a nice find.
I think that's the entire problem, Angelio. You will see, and then you will understand. It's 1447. GG, Leanda. Okay, we've got a dragon in the air here. Why are we not killing this dragon? I'll showcase it. That's why I want to do it on stream. I'll give you a demo, so don't go eat right now.
Nothing for this.
It won't be amazingly simple because you will need to be able to navigate in the 3D world. I mean, you need to have the game. It's like you will need to be able to use a keyboard and a mouse together. You'll need to be able to turn on a computer or your iPad or your Android thing. So it will not be completely as simple as drinking water or something. But I will show you what I mean. It's not going to be super simple. It can't be. You will need some motor skills as well. You will need to be able to read French or English. So you will need some basic skills at least. Of course, I can't show you how it works in practice because it's not here. But I will show you what I think will work. How it will work. So this is like a pre-dev kind of. Okay, let's find a cool end battle. I think we already had a great battle here, but let's see if we can find something cooler, and then I'll show you what I mean with my NPC ID. Like I said in the forum topic, he scans in front, to the left, and to the right. He doesn't scan backwards, so this makes his navigation completely deterministic and stateless. So wherever the NPC is, he will always be able to find a way forward, and he will be able to make turns. So you can't make him do a 360 unless you place the markers like to the front, to the right, and then to the right of him again. So it's relatively front, right, right, and then he will have done a 180-degree turn. So you can make him do like spin in a circle as well by right, 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 right.
My blade is ready.
Yeah, I will act as the NPC. That's that's what we do. I will act as the NPC. I can do this. What did I miss, Ruan? Okay, I said like we're going to find an end battle here, and then I will showcase what I mean because Angelio thinks it will be too complex. I think it will be too simple, and I will show you what I mean with the entire system. Yeah, you can only do 90-degree turns, or just straight on, but that's entirely what you want. So that's also how the choice mechanic would work. So you would have these markers that are out of, that are not being scanned, kind of. And you would activate one of them, and he would go to the front, to the right, or to the left. That's like a three-way choice that you can make. Yeah, you rip, Loki. Talking about your NPCs. You're like a on the ground character now. It's on the ground. OTG characters. OTGs. I think soon I'll have to eat. Yeah, this is the worst part, Angelio. It always happens. So you won't be able to ask any questions about it. I will do my demo and we'll see what if you have any more questions. I can fully understand that you will not get it, maybe, but I will try my best to explain it easily. I think like any block with a physical height to it, Obi. So a thin block would count, a girder block would count, a chair would count.
Let's do some hunting. I'm the king of monster fighting.
I'm not the one who's preparing dinners. Hey, I made a very... Hey, here's a worm. Here, and boss worm.
Let's make this quick.
And boss worm. I made a very nice pasta bolognese this week. I spent 3 hours in the kitchen preparing it, but it was delicious. It was so good. It was so good. So in all, I think we had a very good play session with the 4.4 beta version with the shadow mapping in there. Performance was really great. I don't think we had major frame drops or anything. Of course, this computer is plenty fast and it can like churn through these flames and all of this processing without any problem whatsoever. Still, I think it is a major improvement over the last week's version. You don't... Oh, okay. Thanks for healing, but don't heal the worm too much. Yeah, Obi, it's the worst. It's the worst. And then upon returning, what did I miss? Tell me everything. I'm important. What did I miss? What did I miss? Okay, nice job. I will now go on stream to talk about NPCs or the IDs for NPCs. Thanks for the hunt. We'll be back, probs, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Next week. Probably no stream, maybe on Friday. Because we've got Santa Claus. What did I miss? There you go. I am watching. No one. Okay. Have a nice Saturday. See you soon. You get a bad time, okay. Alright. Super hunting. Thanks for playing. You can go on if you want. There's lots of things to explore here. Bye, Phoenix. Right, thank you for playing. So I'm going to leave the game world like this. And then we go into the build alone mode like this. Because I can. Here we are. Completely different area of the world. So, okay, we're going to do the NPC thing. Here we are. I don't have the blocks because this is the standalone mode. So you'll have to kind of like work with me here a little, like work with me people, like Dr. Evil says. We're going to have to use a few different blocks here. Like let's use this block. This is the photon imitator block, okay? Nice shadows, by the way. This is the photon imitator block. So this spawns the NPC. I will spawn an NPC here. So we're going to spawn a builder here. You already know this command. Alright, so the builder spawns from this thing, so you make it so that the player comes in, and there's a photon injector, maybe this is the photon injector right next to it. Player spawns here, boom. Player goes to your wonder, spawns on the injector, boom, NPC gets spawned. Okay, cool and all, there's a dude already there, so there's an NPC, once any player gets there, the NPC is there. So, he might not be permanently there, but he's there whenever a player is there. So, like for all intents and purposes, there is an NPC always there. There you go. So. Now the trick is you can use the photon imitator to spawn different creatures, of course. But you will be in the system that I propose, since you use this one to spawn the NPC, I don't want players to have a new block or to have to buy another block to be able to make NPCs do useful things. But here we go. So the NPC will have a logic built in. It will actively scan for markers, which are actually the imitators. So let's use the imitator block as the marker. So for instance, if you place one here, as soon as the NPC spawns, so boom, the player comes onto the photon trigger, the photon injector, it triggers the imitator to get the NPC to spawn, and once the NPC is spawned, it will see its marker right in front of it, so it will actually scan in a few directions here, and it will say like, okay, it will gently walk towards that marker, this way, facing this way. So in like third person view, I'm actually taking over the role of the NPC here. It will just gently walk over to this marker because it sees it. It's right in front of it, and it will just say that, okay, it's in front of me on the ground, and I will move here. So next up, it will start scanning. It's at this marker, and even during the walk there, it will always be scanning. It will look for new imitators, new markers on orthogonal directions. So in front, to the right, or to the left of him. So if you place a block to the right of him, like this, once it reaches this block, so it will walk, once it spawns, it will walk to this block because it sees it. Once it's here, it will see like, okay, there's no marker in front of me, there's no marker to the left of me, it will not look behind himself, so it will look to the right and say like, oh, there's a marker, I will walk towards that marker. Great, wow. So we've actually already programmed 2 steps here. Yeah, if an NPC falls in the woods and there's no one to hear. Great streaming session, thanks. Ramraider, thank you. If you can, write a review on Steam, positive one, much appreciated. And hope to see you on the next live stream. So, there you go. Angelio is going to eat, great, there we go. Angelio, I hope you watch this later. It's like, thanks for all the thanks for all the fish. So the NPC walks over here and it says like, okay, I'm walking. There's no more marker that it sees in front of it, so it's actually at the marker that we laid out. No marker to the front, no marker to the right, but hey, there's a marker to the left of the NPC, and it will say like, okay, I will walk to the left. Waka 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 waka. Boom. It will go there. There we go. So this way you can actually make the NPC do whatever you want. We place another one there, so once it reaches this marker, it will say like, okay, I need to go to the right. And then you will have to place these at regular intervals because it will not scan too far ahead. Kind of like this, so bear with me. The idea would be that you place these like a little bit further apart eventually, so like this and like maybe like this. Let me show you so it doesn't get confused in the double path. Here you can use the regular distance that we had. This is just like planning out the feature, kind of like what I would want it to work like. So maybe we want this to make it like a little bit differently spaced here, but you get the idea. We can even do it like this. Boom. And you can hide this underground, so let's move the injector over here. You use a photon conduit undergrounds to make that work, and then you place it like this. My hands were up the turkey. Oh, whoops. So anyway, the idea would be that you place these markers, and these are above ground. You would be able to place them below ground so you don't actually see them, so it would be like magic. But I can imagine that some builds don't have room underground. So the NPC starts here and says like, okay, I need to go this way because there's a marker. Now I need to go that way because there's a marker. It won't actually pause like this, but I'm doing this as a human, so I will interpret these steps. Okay, I need to go this way because there's a marker. I can do another step forwards because here's the marker. Now I need to go to the right, like this. Now I need to go forwards, and now I need to go to the right again. I need to go forwards. And here, you need to make sure that this one is out of reach, so that will probably be about 3 or 4 blocks or something. And then it will say like, I need to go to the left here. And then it won't look behind it, and it will look to the right and say like, okay, here's another one. And once it's here, it says like, okay, can't go forward, can't go to the left, I need to go right again, like this. Do they have to be in straight 90-degree turns? Yeah, they will need to be in 90-degree turns. I think that's kind of like one of the restrictions. So you would be able to make him go like this, and he would, like because of the rendering in the game, the path will be kind of smoothed, so he won't be walking very stiffly. He will be walking rigidly along the path, but he will turn as usual, so it won't be like stop and go. He won't be like stop, turn and go. It will be kind of like smooth movement, and here it will look like this, and then just repeat the thing. So if you tell me that this is too hard, I think I can understand that this might be too hard. I just did this in 1 minute, or maybe 2 minutes. I think this is like the entirety of the game. I think that wonders that players have built are way more complicated than this. So if you like don't understand this, or how this would work, or that this would work, or how you navigate the NPC around, if you don't understand this, I can understand it. I can understand that this might be too complex, But I think that this is entirely workable. This is something that I think many players who just started the game will understand once they know that this is actually a marker to guide a NPC along. Yeah, so the pause block, that's kind of more like if you want to give it a... maybe they can pause at random. I mean, that's something that we can build into the behavior, that they sometimes walk and that they sometimes just like stay and pause for a while and then they walk again. Or maybe they will pause on turns at times. That's like, yeah. Yeah, but let's not make it too complicated. So they might just pause randomly out of themselves, or maybe just look around a little bit, like they would turn a bit like this, and then they would just continue their voyage, something like that. Yeah, would nerds like it? I have no idea, Crunchy. You tell me. You're one of the biggest nerds here, so. So anyway, that would be the idea. So you would use these imitators. You would just place them, and they would act as waypoints for the NPC. And this way you can make them walk any direction that you want. Yeah, I would dislike random pauses as well, but hey, if that's what players want, that's what we can give them, I think. So that's how you would use this. I think that would be like the idea. And I have no idea what kind of problems you run into, but I think this would make it possible to spawn dudes and make them walk around. Ruan, you want it, but do you understand it? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it's kind of important. You said you're never going to use it, because it's not what you want. So I'm not sure how your opinion counts in this discussion anymore. But I was talking to the players who do understand. Oh, you do understand. Okay. But now the idea would be that, like... I think this would be ugly. I mean, these would be photon imitator blocks, so they would be kind of like white mimics. So you can place these above ground in the builds that would require it, so if there's no room underground to do it. The idea would be that you would actually have a ground, so let me try to kind of simulate that experience. This is going to look really weird at the start. Maybe I need to use a different block, something that is kind of transparent. You don't need transparent blocks. Like everything I'm going to show you is based on solid blocks or any block at all. But I'm using transparent blocks so I can actually show you what is happening. Because I want the NPC to do all of this without you seeing the machinery below it. So I'm going to have to place a lot of blocks here. Let's see if I can actually make this happen. I'm not too good at this game, quite frankly, but... I've seen some builders do crazy stuff here, like placing dozens of blocks at the same time, and... I'm just not able to do it. Check out the nice shadows, it's just so good. It's just so good. Check this out. It's just the presence in the world is so much higher now with these new shadows. It actually feels like I'm placing these blocks properly. I'm really ruining my sign-in screen, if I'm not mistaken, because there's so much blocks that I will need to remove later on. So this is for new builds where you are actually able to have an elevated floor, so that you can hide some of the mechanics in the floor. So I think the NPC will work in a very peculiar way, and this is something that we need to work out, or it will be something I will work out once I start actually working on the feature. So I want the case that we just saw to work. I want you to be able to guide the NPC above the ground, with the imitators above the ground, so that you can actually see where the path is. I understand that old builds and legacy wonders need support for that system, where you have the imitators of the markers above ground. It's just the way it is. I mean, there are old builds that have this. There's a bit of overdraw going on with all of the transparent blocks, but hey, let's see if my computer is able to handle it. Okay, so again. Does your brain see function calls every time you place a block? Sometimes it does, but most of the time it doesn't. I just see this as a game and it's pretty good. Alright, so the idea now is that this is all You need to have an air block above the emitter, so it's not block. Whatever. We're going to the difficult part next. So again, we have all of this stuff, all of this machinery going on at the ground level, or at least at below ground level. This transparent section of copper blocks is the ground level. So we're now walking on the floor of our wonder, our new wonder, because we actually know that we need to reserve room for the NPC feature. So again, we make it so that there's an let's do it over to this side. There's a photon injector and there's a photon imitator. Players spawn in on the photon injector on the wonder. So boom, player comes in using the wonder button or maybe a hollow charger. Players come to the wonder, they spawn at the fixed location in the middle of a chunk, stand on the injector, boom, injector gets triggered immediately, and the NPC spawns. Boom, like this. This time, let's kind of like do it a little bit differently. So the NPC spawns facing this way, because the injector is behind us. So let's spawn a local builder, a new one. Boom. It spawns this way. And now you might think, hey, it doesn't see any injectors, or sorry, any imitators on the top floor. So it doesn't see any of these blocks because they're not there. No, but the trick is, since the pattern is below ground, and the NPC might be very peculiar in the sense that it will scan for blocks at its feet. So it will scan at feet level, so it will pick up this block. But it will also pick up blocks at its feet level, -2. So not this one, not at the floor, but ones below the floor that is kind of standing on top of even. So it would be like this block doesn't have any physical dimension, so we would actually be standing on these copper beams kind of at the same level. So it will actually see this block right below ground level. And then it will check, is there a solid block above it? In this case there is. There is a copper block above it, so that's pretty cool. Hey, alright, so it will see this block, and it will see the marker block, kind of like the imitator that's below here. So it will see this block. Hopefully, Angelio and Ruan, this still makes sense. So it will not only scan for blocks that are visible at the ground level that it's standing on, it will also scan for blocks 2 below with a solid block above it. So it will say like, okay, I just spawned, I see that one over there in the distance below that copper block, so I will move there. I will step on top of that block. It will go here. Then it will scan again, and it's kind of random the order in which it will do this, so you will probably have to tweak your path a little bit. We're just using the same path that we just had. It will say, okay, let's move ahead. Let's make forwards take precedence. So it will move forwards to this block, because it still sees it 2 levels below the ground. And this way you can have an invisible guidance of the NPC, and it will do the same programming. It will look for blocks orthogonal to its walking direction. It will walk the same way, so as you can see there's still these photon imitators guiding its path, and it will still move in the same direction all the way, and it will go over here. It will even go over this block, because it's it might even see this one because it's at the ground level. It will say, okay, I need to move here first, and then I will move here because there's one in front of me 2 blocks below, and then it will just start repeating the same thing again. So that way you can hide the machinery under the ground level. Yeah, and then the idea is, so that would work, so you can actually have a visible path for old builds where you couldn't have it hidden underground. So then you can have it hidden underground, which is pretty cool, like this. And then you can add the trick, the next trick, where you remove one of these blocks, and you actually replace those with, and this is going to be a photon block. So bear with me, this is a photon block. Because it's a photon block, it will not have a physical dimension unless it's on. It will be off by default. So once the NPC gets here, it says like, okay, I'm standing on a marker. There's no marker to the right of me, not even below the ground. There's no marker to the left of me, not even below the ground. There is a marker in front of me below the ground, but hey, there is not a solid block above it, so it doesn't count as a marker. And then you just you can make a player choice here, where you use a photon injector or a photon machinery thing, or something where players can step on one of these, like one of the injectors next to these blocks, toggling on one of the choices. So let me even make this more clear by adding another choice here. So let's say we want to have the NPC make a choice between two options, like this, boom. NPC is standing here, it says like I can't move forward because there's no marker with a solid block above it. I can't move to the right, there is a marker but there's no solid block above it. And then here you can make a player make a choice, depending on a hollow scroll or whatever action that you want, that toggles on one of these two photon blocks. And depending on the photon block that toggles on, for instance if the one to the right toggles on, it will make it into a solid block like this. And then the NPC suddenly says, okay, this marker that is below the ground is now actually become active and I will go to the right. So that way you can make it take a separate path. The photon block can also be one block under the ground. I assume you just did it this way for convenience. I have no idea. I have no idea. This is as far as I thought this true. So this is the way that photon blocks would be able to influence the logic and make dudes make a turn. This is as far as I worked out the idea. So like this. Visiteur. So it'd be ground photon block imitator. You don't want the photon blocks to be visible on the ground level. It's my keyboard that corrects in French. Ah, I like a visiteur. Yeah, oui, j'aime le visiteur. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if I like that, increasing the downward scan. Maybe there's a better way of doing this. Maybe instead of imitators we use photon blocks. So imitators above ground, photon blocks underground, which could be turned on or off. And like turned on photon blocks will not be picked up, but turned off photon blocks will. That would be very specific. Why is that a bad idea? It's exactly the same, except we trade the imitator for the photon block. Angelio, rewind 20 minutes, go to the initial ID, and that's like entirely understandable, right? So you don't have to go more complex than that. I can't go back. I can build it again on a different piece of land. Like the initial ID is placing like 8 blocks. That's what you get, right? You understand how to place blocks in this game. That's what you did before, right? Oh, you've watched. Okay, great. Obi, no. Obi, you misunderstand. We replace these with photon blocks. So instead of photon imitators for the waypoints, you use photon blocks for the imitators. And it will only scan for empty photon blocks, or maybe full photon, no, empty photon blocks, because you place them empty and they become full. And a full photon block will not be picked up as a marker, but an empty one will. So you wouldn't even need a block above it. It would be the block itself that you would toggle. But then you can't have photon logic for branching paths. Of course you can, because the photon block will, the state of the photon block will matter. You can still turn these photon blocks on and off, right? If this is a photon block, you can turn it on and off, right? You can add a conduit to it, like here. You can add a conduit to this. And you can make logic attached to this. You just have to make sure that this is either full or empty. Can we go in game? I am in game. I know how you will be using them, Angelio. It's really not that complicated. You know how to place blocks. So what you are going to do, Angelio, is you place a block here, you place a block here, you place a block here, and you place a block here. You spawn your dude by a photon imitator or whatever. You spawn a dude here, and your dude will just walk a circle and he will do this. He will walk around, just like you want. It's not really complicated to place 4 blocks. You know how to do this, trust me. I've seen your builds, I've seen your wonder. You know how to place 4 blocks. Well, you know how to place 4,000 blocks. So this is even easier than that. You place the blocks however you want the dude to walk. you're done. You're done. You just place the blocks where you want them to go, and it's all finished. Forget about it. You already know this. That's Angeldust's system over there. This is if you have a build where you can actually plan out that you want the NPCs to be part of. Angeldust just doesn't have a place to make this. I understand. There's no room anywhere to place blocks. I think there's room. I think there's room in some of his builds to place a block. I think. Seriously. But anyway. They will not take the same road because this is an NPC that's going this way, like blah 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 blah. I'm walking like this. I'm walking on sunshine. And then you make another NPC and you say like, okay, let's make sure that he doesn't pick up on those, so you can actually have this one. It will not see this one, and you can make him go like this, and then you have him like this, and you place it like this. I think this is kind of like the idea. And then you have another NPC that you have like be a scout maybe or a fighter. And they will go like blah 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 blah. I will walk like this. So that's how that one goes. They will meet up here in the middle, and they will all have different paths. Once they get on the same track, though, they will kind of like walk the same circle. That's what you do. So this is new to me. This is as far as I planned it. So I think you can make them go in different circles. Hola, saludos. Hey, Carla, welcome. Okay, so Obi, forget everything you know, everyone. Instead of a photon imitator, this is now a photon block. It makes it even easier, because photon block is also just a white shell that it will look for. And it will go there, that's all. If the photon block is lit, it doesn't go there. Simple as that, Obi, do you understand? Yeah, just left, front, and right. Yeah, that's the idea. You all came with the idea, and I said, okay, I think I can make it like this. I don't like it. Never mind, I like it. Why the change? Or do it? What? Huh? Yes, I like it. Why do you like it? You said like, I don't like it, I don't like it? What was your problem? And why is it now okay? I want to understand. I mean, you can make a conduit here, and you can make a conduit to that one, and as long as the block is lit, the dude will not go there, and once it's unlit, it's for the advanced players, it's for the advanced thing. So maybe it would scan for imitators above ground and for photon blocks underground or something like that. It would like the genius of that idea is that you don't need 2 layers of blocks, so you would actually place the photon blocks below the ground, and you would have only 1 layer of logic there. I think it makes it even cleaner. Yeah, I can understand that you thought it would mess up existing photon logic. That is of course a valid complaint. But just like many of the, like Kamikaze Justice's build was a little bit different when we decided that there would be horizontal girders in the game, and then I fixed it so it actually looked the same again. And then they said like, okay, it looks the same, but it doesn't feel the same. Yeah, that's something I can't fix really. But yeah, so for newer builds you can actually take this into account, but I don't think that there are many wonders with too complicated photon logic in there. All you need to do is make sure they're not in a 90-degree angle of the NPC. Simple conduit is not logic, photon blocks plus conduit is logic. If you put 4 blocks road in each aisle and put in the same distance, which one will the NPC use? If you put 4 block road in each side and put in the same distance, which one will the NPC use? So it could mistake a photon block that is meant for logic with the marker. Yeah, that's entirely correct. On the other hand, I'm not sure. It could, but that's up to the imagination of the... If that's the problem, just use a just use the above ground variant then. Maybe you can even mix and match those, I think, I would reckon. So maybe that would remove the confusion for the NPC. Yeah, but hey, OB, yeah? But even in the imitator case, you would still need a photon block above it. So you would still have the photon block at the exact same location. This is true facts. This is true facts. Think about it. Or at least the photon block might be a level higher. But if you say like they need to be one lower, then they would be in the exact same location. It would be the exact same thing. It would be the exact same thing. Angelia, what would your situation look like? Well, what are you talking about? A 4 wide road. I don't know what you want to make. I'm just going to... this is all conjecture, so please bear with me. I have no idea if this is actually going to make it to the game. But I want to try and make something to showcase it. Here we go. So the idea here being, this is a 4 wide slab of blocks. And suppose there's a imitator here and an injector here. So a NPC will spawn like this. I'm just going to... We can work out some of the logic here, see if there's bugs. This is... Normally I would do this at my desk and I would work out the bugs before I would show anything. Okay, this is injector. Player spawns here once they visit the wonder. NPC immediately spawns to this way. And the NPC says, okay, there's a block in front of me, I'm going to the front. Then I think that frontwards always has priority, so it will actually keep walking. Then it arrives here. So here it has to make a choice, and then it's just either we do random left or right. I mean, that's something that I can implement, that they would randomly choose if there's left and right, would choose one of the directions, but I think it would be nicer to have it be deterministic and say like, okay, he always goes to the right first. So that's kind of like in Western countries we've got right hand side, right-handed. It's kind of like the preference. Yeah, go right first. That's deterministic. So it would end up here. There's no marker in front. There is a marker to the right. So I will go 1 block to the right, like this. I'm not exactly sure if I'm doing this right. Then it says, okay, I go to the front because there's a marker in front of me. It goes here. And then it goes to the right again. Boop, 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 boop. Then it says, okay, I go to the right again. And then it would just start going in circles like this. So get it, Angelio? Does that make sense? So that's what happens in this case. Angelio, does it make sense? So the dude starts here. It starts looking in this direction because of the layout of the injector. And then it goes like this. Imagine the NPC spawner in the middle of 1 photon road blocky thing on east, 1 to west, 1 to south. All 4 of them in the same distance to the NPC. Okay, so then... what then happens is the direction from which the NPC is spawned. I think that is actually in the game, but I'm not exactly sure. I think they are like creatures are rotated towards the players when they spawn. But we could make NPCs maybe spawn in the same direction always. This is the spawner, and this is like the marker then. Oops. Nice right mouse button. Something like this. And then the dude spawns here. What would happen? The creatures face towards the nearest by player. That's when they spawn. I did that so you can actually see what creature has spawned, so you don't see the backside. Kind of, yeah, okay. Yeah, so it would depend on the rotation of the dude when it spawns. And we could make that fixed, or we could make it depend on the direction of the... Sorry, the photon that comes in. But the photon can come from the bottom side as well. So that would make it directionless. So then we would just either make it random or make it face one direction. And once it's actually spawned, it would go in circles like this to the right, because it would get the right hand side preference. And also the thing is that you could probably make something like this, which would be the NPC trap. So this is where the injector here would. This is where the player spawns. NPC spawns here, goes to the front, and then this is kind of the NPC trap. It would just go around in this small circle. So if you want to have someone remain stationary, sort of, you would do it like this. Also, if you do it like this and you just don't have any other markers, you would spawn the NPC and it would just stand still like this, just like here. We've tried a few different things here. I'm not exactly sure how to envision your scenario, Angelio. Maybe you can make a drawing and maybe upload it to the forums. So the rules would be very simple. The NPC dude would walk frontwards if there's a marker somewhere towards the front and with like 4 or 5 blocks. It will go to the right if there's a block to the right. It will go to the left if there's a block to the left, and otherwise it will just keep at a standstill. If the NPC spawn in one direction, then if the NPC isn't meant to ever move like he's placed as a seller in the market, it would be awkward if he was showing his back to you when you're seeing the NPC. Yeah, but that's why you would be able to have him move at least. So, if they always spawn in the same direction, let's see if we can make this work. Suppose they always spawn in the same direction. Let's see if we can make this work. Suppose the NPC, we can already break it by saying, okay, the NPC spawns in this, facing this direction. Okay, you can work around it though. You can work around it. So imagine that the gray blocks are the spawn places and the yellow blocks are the markers. So, for instance, suppose they would always spawn facing south, and this is actually the worst case scenario here. So they would spawn facing south. Okay. He is facing south. That works. So he is facing south. We can make him face south. That's entirely cool. Then we have this one. He faces to the south when he spawns. Then he will see the marker to the left. And we can make him move here and face to the east. So you can make him face to the south. You can make him face to the east. Next up. He's facing to the south. And okay. He sees this marker and walks to the south. Now we want to actually make him face to the north. So let's see, then we would have to make it like this. Then we would have to have this 2x2 ground area. He would face to the south. He would move to the south, move to the right, move to the north. You can maybe even make it smaller in a area doing it like this. So he spawns to the south, facing like this. He says like there's a marker to the right, I'm going to move to the right, there's a marker to my right, and I'm facing north now. So we can make him face south, east and north, and west is probably as simple as this, so he's spawning facing southwards, sees the marker to the right, moves west. And Gilio says, so is this acceptable? Because the markers could be underground as well, so you can hide these markers and you can actually make some cool stuff in the place where he's moving, sort of. But he would need this kind of like, for south you don't even need any additional logic because he's always facing south. And here he is facing south. You need only one block to make him move east. If you want to make him look to the north, you can see that you need these 3 blocks, so he would actually turn around. So let me place the counters here. So this is where the customers would be. This is where the customer would be. This is where the customer would be. And this is where the customer would be. And let's see, this one spawns like this and turns to the west. And this is where the customer would be. So you can kind of imagine that that this is kind of like his marketplace. So he can like stand this way. He can stand this way. So let's pretend that this is also his marketplace like this. He can look this way. And he can look this way. If you put him in the direction to go, then he'll repeat that road, and by retaking the market example, instead of showing his back, he would be facing you, then he shows his back and face you. You see that is absolutely not the case, so you probably misunderstood what's happening. One more time. The gray blocks are where the NPC spawns. This is by example, he's going to spawn always facing southwards. So if you just spawn him here, he's already facing southwards. So let's use the fighter as the market man here. So the market man would spawn and would actually be standing like this. Of course, he would be standing on the ground because this is a thin block instead of a empty block. So the market man can face to the south. Here he spawns to the south and then sees a marker to the left and turns to the left. So then the market man would be here. So he would be standing still that way. Here the dude spawns to the south, then turns to the right and says like, okay, I'm right here. And as you can see, he's not repeating, he's not circling around or anything. So he's facing this way in his marketplace, that works. And here he's facing to the south, he says like, there's a marker to my right, I'm going to turn this way. And then he's standing in this marketplace like this. So I think you can always make him face the player without him actually moving around. Or going in circles or like dancing. If you want him to dance, you can actually make him dance. I mean, that's, as we just figured out, that's as simple as making this. So he will actually be going like boop, in circles like this. It's actually pretty hard to do manually, but the dude will actually be spinning around like there's no tomorrow. You can also make him do like guard rounds. If you say like, I want to have some distinct guard rounds, you can make him do this. Like, no, you completely misunderstand the idea. You still don't get it, Angelio. You still don't get it. You decide what he does. From beginning to end, you decide what the NPC does. This is made to be a repeatable pattern because, as you can see, he can actually go from marker to marker and he just moves around. So this way you can make a guard round. A very tight one in this case. And you wouldn't even need this many markers. So for instance, you would be able to remove these. Oops. You would be able to remove these and he would still be cool because there's still less than 4 blocks between those, so he would be able to do this path like this. But if you make a single path that just ends, that just terminates, he will not repeat it, Angelio. So for instance, if we remove that block, he will just move here and say like, there's no more markers to the front, no markers to the right, no markers to the left, I'm just gonna stand here. Like, you program what the dude does. You can determine what he does. So you can make a terminating movement. For instance, yeah, even like very simple. He spawns and he walks here. Boop. So if you put the marker next to his original point, he will repeat his movement. No, absolutely not. You still don't get it. The NPC has a very simple logic to it. If there's a marker in front, it goes to the front. If there is no marker in front, he will look, is there a marker to the right? If there's a marker to the right, he will go to the right. If there's no marker to the right, he will look, is there a marker to the left? If there's a marker, he will go to the left. If there's no marker to the left either, then he will just stop. But if there's any of those other markers, to the front, to the right or to the left, he will go one of those directions. First front, then right, then left. He repeats them exactly like I just explained. He's a very simple dude. He's got a few brain cells. It's a sort of AI, but not really intelligent. He spawns, he says like, is there a marker in front? Yes, I will go to the marker in front. No more mark. Mon Dieu, there is no marker in front of me. Is there a marker to the right of me? Yeah, there is. I will go to the right then. Mon Dieu, there is no marker to the front of me. Is there a marker to the right? Yes, there is. I will go there. No marker to the front. Oh, is there to the right? Yeah, I will go to à droite. I will go à droite. There we go. That's all he does. So if you make it repeat, he will repeat. If you don't make it repeat, he won't repeat. That's the beauty of the system. Yeah, okay, bear with me. This is supposed to be a marker. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. Here, like this then, if you want to be pedantic. But in this case, it would mean that if he always spawns to the south, you would have to turn around initially. Give up. I don't get it at all. Yeah, then it's too complicated. Yeah, if you don't understand Angelio, then forget about it. Then I can't make this at all. That there's no way I can do it. This is like the most basic programming thing that I can make. 3 rules: go forwards, go rightwards, go leftwards. That's like the simplest thing that I can come up with. But I can understand that this is too complicated, and then I'm sure, just out of luck, I don't know how to make it anymore. I give up. I don't know how to make it into 2 rules. I mean, you would have to have, for orthogonal directions, you need forward, right, and left. There's just no way to make it simpler. It's mon dieu. Je ne sais pas, I don't know anymore. There's no way to make it simpler than 3 rules. No way, no way. It can't be done. It can't be done. I'm bad at programming. Well, welcome to the club, Angelio. Me too, buddy. At least we have a Scout to look at. Hey Scout, how are you doing? How you doing? Yeah, pretty good, eh? Yeah. Anyways, this was what I wanted to show you. This is the idea that I had in the back of my mind. So I think you can automate the spawning of the dudes. I think it would allow you to automate whatever you want to do. So how to handle stairs is something that's kind of like a problematic thing. So maybe it might have to look at one level above as well. I'm not entirely sure how to make it work, but it would be nice to make them able to at least go up one block height differences. If you want to go through it all one last time on stream, huh? I think I went through it all on stream already. You can rewind. It saves me a lot of time and effort and frustration. Please. I don't know how to make it simpler. I mean, Angelio, you're able to play the game and there's so much more... There's so much more things going on in the game and you're able to grasp the interactions between blocks. I don't know how to make this any more simpler than forward, right, left. It's 3 words. If you, I don't know, you do know what forward is, right? That's the W key. So you're actually already doing it when you're playing the game. So forward, right, left. That's all. It's 3 words. Ay ay ay. You missed the message. I am on top chat. Yeah, I only want the top chats here. I'll post the NPC stuff I have. Okay, so that's about the forum topic. The best nerd stream to date. You're the best nerd stream to date, Crunchy. Does anyone have any ideas how to make it simpler than forward, right, left? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I could go for forward or right, but that would severely limit your options. It would make 3... Maybe it would be even better, because then you can avoid a lot of confusion. So maybe forward, right is actually the way to go, but then options would be limited to 2 paths. That would actually maybe even be an advantage. Obi? No. It can be one simpler. It can be one simpler, and it would be more powerful even as well, because you would avoid confusion in paths. I think it would avoid confusion between overlapping paths. It would make it easier to make interlinked. I'm pretty sure that forward and right makes it better. You might not like it, Obi, but it might be better. Yeah, Angelio, I'm not going to make it if you don't understand what I just explained, because you are one of the people who builds very cool stuff. If you don't understand what I just explained, it's absolutely no use putting in hundreds of hours making this work. That's not what I'm going to do. Absolutely not. Because then it would just be a throwaway feature that I can experiment with. But I already know how it works. I already see what's going to happen. So it would be a nice gimmick, but I don't have any build that I would want to add this to. It's simpler, but not. Yeah, if you want to go left, you need 3 more markers. Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm still also not a big fan of the fixed spawn direction. maybe it can look if there's markers right next to the block and use those in a fixed direction. Forward, right, left. That's, I think, the most simple thing that I can offer you to make the dudes actually be able to navigate all of the places that are in the game. Maybe you can move it to one block before the marker? He'll figure it out after it's available. Yeah, that's what you think, Hum. I can't really make it any more simple. I've been showing you what's going to happen. I'm literally showing you what the game will do. So it will say like, forward, can't move forward, will go right. 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 I'm not sure how to make this more simple. So it wouldn't go on top of the marker and only one before it. That way it would stay inside the initial spawn point, so it stops one block before the marker. Now make this a 10 hours loop, yeah. We are going to make Angeldust great again. Maybe you can move it to one block before the marker. I finally understand what you mean. So it would stop here. And then you would place that one. Angelio, close your eyes and close your ears for a moment. This is only going to confuse you even more. Don't pay attention to what's happening right now. This is not. This is just a. You mean this, Obi? So he would stop one block before reaching the marker. Nah. No. This is completely unintuitive. I don't like this. This is not intuitive. No, there's no way, Jose. No way, Jose. No. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why right now. Right now. I'll tell you why this is a bad idea. You already see it happen right in front of you. No. 999, as the dude from Germany would say. This is a bad idea because you actually limit the interactive choices to 2 this way. Because you can't actually have the marker in front. You can't make him go to the front by enabling a marker there. He won't be able to pick that up. He will say, I'm already one block before this marker, so I don't want to go forward. Good point. Good point. It's also completely like Angelio doesn't understand what the original idea was, which is actually like the dude says, I will move to that block that I see. Boom, that's all that he does. And that's intuitive. Stopping one block, that's just asking for off by 1 errors. Yeah, smart. It's pretty smart. Because if he's standing here, then you can have the option to go to the front, to the right, or to the left. I mean, yeah. So it's good to have the discussion. It's good to also just visualize this, and it's good that we find out that it's just too complicated. Angelio, please, do you have pen and paper? Can you write down front, right, left? Can you please do this? Angelio, are you still here? No. I'm absolutely right. OB, discussion closed. quick, distract him. What is the lottery code? Hey, Black Panther, you want to participate in the lottery? I have no idea what the lottery code is, but I can look it up for you. You can even put your number in the box if you want. 88955, that's the lottery code for today. I'm glad you're here to ask for the lottery code. You can win your pet snack. So if you feel like it, submit your code for today, and we'll take a look soon. We're going back in game to discuss the NPC thing. No, absolutely impossible, Angelio. Angelio, do you have pen and paper? It does, Obi, because it says I'm already one in front of a marker. I'm already one in front of the marker. It will not look for more distant markers. It will say like this is the closest marker to the front. I will stop one block before the marker, and I am there. That will be the logic. Angelio, grab a pencil and paper, please, please. Pencil and paper. You're bound to have it. Give me a second. Okay, I will give you a second. No, it's not a code thing. It's just like the rules should be simple, Obi. Rules to be simple. So maybe the trick is that the NPC only looks for new markers when it's on a marker. That will probably make it more easy to make overlapping paths. Does that make sense? He will only scan if he's on a marker. That actually makes so much sense now. That's absolutely what we want, I think. Your point still stands. There. Do you have a pencil and a marker and a pen and paper, Angelio? Okay, Angelio, you need to write down NPC. Okay? No, we didn't already deduce that. My idea was that it would be constantly scanning, Obi. NPC logic, write that down, Angelio, and then point 1, go forward. Point 2, go right. Point 3, go left. Point 4, do nothing. Write down 4 things, so you can even abbreviate it to 4 words. 1, forward. 2, right. 3, left. 4, stop. This is literally what I program into the computer when I've got my NPC. 4 simple lines. 1, go forward. 2, go right. 3, go left. 4, stop. Too fast. 1, forward. 2, right. 3, left. 4, stop. 1, forward. 2, right. 3, left. 4, stop. Did you get it? It's 4 words. You can do this. I can even type them in here. Okay, now what? Here we go. NPC logic. 1, forward. 2, right. 3, left. 4, stop. Okay, so this is what you want. I'm doing it. My ladies, all ladies work to your instructions. Yeah, there we go. I am the NPC, Angelio. You are Angeldust.exe. You are Angeldust.exe. So you're going to tell me what the NPC is going to do. And Angelio, you are the NPC now, okay? Can we all agree on this? You are the NPC. What is the NPC going to do at this moment? So the NPC looks towards the top of the screen at the moment. What does the NPC see? It sees this thing over here. So what is it going to do? What do you think will happen? Slower, teacher, please. Go forward. Okay, yeah, I agree with you. Because the yellow blocks are the markers here. So the yellow blocks are what counts. He's going forward. And he stops on the yellow block. Alright. Now he's on this yellow block. What is he going to do? He's going through his list again. Step 1 is forward. Can the NPC go forward towards a marker? Nine. Simple question, Angelio. Can the NPC facing this way go forward towards a marker? He is looking for ladies. Yeah, that he is looking for ladies, but can he go forwards towards the marker? In the meantime, you can only fly upwards. Is your ticket in the box? Hey Monsores, your ticket is in the box, you're still watching? I'm going to draw you as a winner, so congratulations, you're the only participant in today's lottery. And boom, you won it! You won the pet snack. There you go, Monsores, you won the lottery, you've got your pet snack. Sign into the game again and you will be awarded it. GG. Okay, the teacher, this is too hard. Okay, yeah. I can't make it simpler. I cannot make it simpler, and if this is too hard, it's too hard. It's a shame. I think that this is the absolute simplest system that I can make, and it's apparently too hard. Want to see what it looks like when it corrects automatically without correcting? I have no idea. Oh yeah, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Obi says I posted what I have. Yeah, this stream is way longer than I wanted. I'm really not feeling it at the moment. But I'm trying my best. Sorry. Trying my best for everyone here. It's too complicated. I'm all out of ideas. Maybe I just need to sleep on this. I'm out of ideas on how to make this simpler. I will so like Angelio is not even at the level of an NPC, and Ruan is not even at the level of an NPC. This is going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. Dude. Like, I will spoil it. I will spoil it. Angelio, maybe it makes sense. Angelio, maybe it will make sense. So the list that I gave you, the NPC logic, every time it steps on the yellow block, it will go through its list. It will say like, okay, can I go forward? Then I will go forward. If I can't go forward, I will go to the next item. Can I go right? Then I will go right. If I can't go right, I will go to the next item. Can I go left? If I can go left, I will go left. If I can't go left, I will stop. That's basically what the NPC does at every step of the process. So, like, you were correct in the sense that, okay, so at the first step when it spawns, it says, can I go forward? Yes, I will go forward. Then it steps on this yellow block and it says, can I go forward? It again checks step 1 first. Yes, I can go forward. So here we go, it steps forward. Now it says, can I go forward? No, there is not a marker in my direct path to the front. Can I go to the right? No, there is no marker to the right of me. So I can't go to the right. Step 3, can I go to the left? Yes, I can go to the left. There is a marker directly to the left of me. Then I will go to the left. It's at the new yellow block. So it says, step 1, can I go forward? No, there is not a marker in front of me. Can I go to the right? Yes, there is a marker to the right of me. Then I will go to the right. A new yellow block. Step 1, can I go forward? No, I can't go forward. There is not a marker in front of me. Can I go to the right, which is step 2. In this case, we're going to suppose that block is too far away. No, I can't go to the right. There is no marker to the right within an acceptable distance. Can I go to the left? Yeah, there's a block to the left right next to me. I will go there. Okay, a new yellow block. I'm going to start at step 1. Can I go forward? Yes, there's a marker in front of me. I will go forward. A new yellow block. Step 1. Can I go forward? No, there is no marker in front of me. Can I go to the right? Step 2. Yes, there is a marker to the right of me. I will go to the right. A new yellow block. Step 1. Can I go forward? Yes, there is a block in front of me. New yellow block. Step 1. Can I go forward? No, there is no marker in front of me. Step 2. Can I go to the right? Yes, there's a marker within distance. I will go to the right. New yellow block. Step 1. Can I go forward? Yes, I can go forward. There's a marker in front of me. New yellow block. Step 1. Can I go forward? Yes, I will go forward. New yellow block. Step 1. Can I go forward? No, there is no marker in front of me. Step 2. Is there a marker to the right of me? Yes, there is. I will go to the right. New yellow block. Step 1. Can I go to the front? Can I go forward? Yes, I can. There's a marker in front of me. I will go to the front. New yellow block. Step 1. Can I go forward? Yes, there's a marker in front of me. I will go forwards. New yellow block. Step 1. Can I go to the front? Can I go forwards? No, there is no marker in front of me. Step 2. Is there a marker to the right of me? Yes, there is. I will go to the right. New yellow block. Step 1. Can I go forward? No, there is no marker in front of me. Step 2. Can I go to the right? Yeah, there's a marker within distance. I will go to the right. I'm not going to repeat this in infinity, but here we go. Don't say can I go forward, say is there a marker in front of me? I said both of them intermixed. I did both of them. Obi says I'll be right back. Angela says whatever. And then let's make a 10 hours loop with this. Yeah, Angelio, that's what I think. I think that players who want what you want should go play the other game. I mean, if that's what you want, why are you still here? I mean, there's you only have so much time in life to enjoy the things that you want to be doing. So if it's something else that you want to be doing, please go ahead and do that. I don't want to make your life more miserable than it might be, than it should be. This is what I can come up with. This is what I think is like the most simple system that I can come up with. I'm not stuck in an infinite loop. I'm just going through the entire round to showcase what the NPC would do, to explain the logic behind the system, to explain the programming of the NPC, to explain how it would behave in the game. And if that's too complicated, I can understand. For me, it's not complicated. I mean, this is 3 lines of logic. Angeldust consists of about 300,000 lines of logic. So I can comprehend this. I'm used to systems that are like 5 or 6 orders of magnitude, or maybe even more. Like if you take base 2, you can say I'm used to systems that are 17 orders of magnitude more complex than 3 rules. But I can understand that 3 rules are too complex for some players. Okay, like I try to make things as simple as possible. But what I don't understand, which is kind of like the tricky thing, maybe you're just a visual learner or maybe you're a visual thinker. The interactions between blocks, they are way more complicated than 3 rules. There's so many things that you need to know to make the stairs blocks interact correctly. And you build like giant wonders with all kinds of interactions between blocks. And you do it without any problem or without any like doubt in your mind. And you're able to do that. Which I think is more complex than this system. So it's kind of hard for me to like, how do I get this to your level? You don't have money. Okay, well then get it. Like you can 2 birds, 1 stone, as they say. Maybe you can get a small-time job just delivering paper or newspapers. You're getting out into the world, getting some exercise, some fresh air. You get some money. And I guarantee you, within 2 weeks, you'll be able to get that other game so you can actually play it. So you don't have to actually, like, be frustrated here. Seriously, that's probably the best advice I can give you. I mean, I appreciate the time that you spend here, and I appreciate all of the work that you do, and I like the playing in the world and making videos. It's all super cool. But if this is not what you want to be doing, please. The best advice I can give you is like go out there. You'll have the money in no time, and you'll be able to do whatever. You'll have more enjoyment of life. There's no fresh air in France. There's no tree there. Yeah, well, they've got arbors, or what are they called in French? Les arbres, there's les trees. Anyway, this is what I had in mind. This is what I think is the most simple and like the most Angeldusty solution that I have. If it's not what anyone wants, it's entirely cool. It saves me a lot of time. I mean, I spent 2.5 hours doing this live stream, talking about it and illustrating what I mean, but it saves me hundreds of hours actually implementing it. So, in a way, it's a good investment of my time and yours as well. I mean, we talked this through, and it seems to make sense, but there might be things that we're not seeing here. Yeah, no, apparently it's not. Yeah, now you say you want this, okay? But it's not like Angelio was also one of the players, and Angelio has invested a lot of time in this game as well. And Angelio was like, okay, I just, it's not like I can, like adding a dude in the other game. And apparently that's what players want, or that's what people want. I have no idea what the other game does. I have no idea what adding a NPC in the other game actually does. I have no idea what the AI is. Like, does it know? Like does it know what it has to do? You just say like you do this. So you in the other game you do this. You add the dude, and he actually knows what you want him to do. So he can read your mind or something. So does this dude what does he go do? Like what should he do? I have no idea, because he can't read my mind because it's completely blank at the moment. But what does he do? I mean, so apparently we wanted this random pathfinding. Okay, but I don't want it to do random pathfinding. I want this dude to protect my castle. Does it do that? I want him to meet up with the others. Does it do that? Does he walk like guard circles at a like the other? What? Huh? I don't know. I don't think it makes any sense to actually spend much time discussing the other game then, if it just does something randomly. Okay, well, that sounds like very useful things to do. Yeah, I would like an NPC that would actually play the game for me, attack monsters with me, and go on quests together. Why can't I make that? It's just like, okay, that's not really what it's about. I want to have 100 of these to have a massive battle. Yeah, would be absolutely cool. Sure. It's just not something that I want to add at the moment. I think it would completely break the balance of the game. Like, there comes a moment in time here, like, I think the problem here is that the term NPC means different things to different people. And this happens a lot of the time in the real world as well. We are talking about a single concept that means different things to different people. This is my interpretation of what an NPC aimed at the building system in Angeldust is supposed to represent. So we're talking about a hollow NPC, something that's like a holographic projection. See it as a tour guide in a museum. See it as a an actor in a village, like in a outdoor attraction or something. See it as a steward or a concierge or a janitor or a like the actor is maybe a very good apt term. You can make him do rounds, you can make him like fill up the space, but he's not going to interact in the game with you in a very meaningful way. Of course you can make him roleplay if you make him use the option system, like with a bit of photon magic, you could make him make choices. But the NPC is not meant as a battle companion or a game companion in that sense that he's going to like have an AI to accompany you, like the pets in the game, for instance. Those are more of a companion than the NPC here is. There's room for such a thing, like having hundreds of NPCs and doing a battle with hundreds of NPCs against a computer monster would be a very fun activity, I can imagine. But that's not something that I want to add to the wonders or to the building part of the game. This would be like the building NPC to liven up the place. I agree that adding some liveliness and adding some like sprites and movement to a build in this way, I think it would be a very nice addition. No, it's not getting mad. It's trying to contemplate why we are running into issues here. Yeah, they will flash like imitator creatures. I think that's like one of the visual clues that's very consistent to give away that this is a spawned creature and it's not an actual player. Hey, buddy, listen. If I can just have NPCs that stand in the right side and nothing else, I would be enough satisfied. That's certainly a bit easier. That's almost as simple as adding them to the photon imitator, and boom, they appear and they stand there. But I think that's the easy way out. I don't think that players like. I think players would expect a bit more from the game than that. I mean, if that's what you want, I think that's still possible, or that's easily possible with this system. It's just that I would want a bit more. I would want these to actually like have a decorative and more interactive role in the world. Not like interactive in the sense that they would do everything in the world, but that they would at least do something that you program into it. Hey, Dragon Lady Myth, welcome. You catch me late in the stream. It's about 2.5 hours already. I've got a bit of a cold, so my voice is getting a little bit hoarse. I managed to pull through though, so I lasted longer than I thought. But it's we're discussing an idea where you can spawn NPCs into the world. So non-player characters, and they would be able to follow paths so that you could actually make them move around your build or your wander, and they would give new players or visiting players a nice impression of what you wanted to show them. Yeah, NPCs indeed. So the idea would be that they would have simple rules. So the NPC, this is all placeholder work, of course, because we're in the standalone mode where we don't have all of the blocks. But you would spawn them into the world, and they would have a very simple programming of 4 steps. Step 1 is, can I go forward to a marker? If so, I will. Step 2 is, can I go to the right to a marker? If so, I will. Step 3 is, can I go to the left to a marker? Then I will. And step 4 is, just stay in place, just pause. So for instance, if you're going to do this path, it would spawn here. It would be facing this way. It would say like, I can go forward. Step 1, I can go forward. Step 1, I can't go forward. Step right. 2, I can't go to the right. Step 3, I can go to the left. Here it would say step 1, I can't go forward. Step 2, I can go to the right. Step 1, I can't go forward. 2, I can't go to the right. Step 3, I can go to the left. And this way it would actually traverse the entire path. So we're kind of like contemplating, is this kind of programming too hard, or is it like difficult to understand? Can we make it simpler? It seems like it's almost the simplest way to navigate something around a 2D plane. That is amazing, okay? But you're a computer programmer, right? So you actually have experience with this. Because we're having a little bit of doubt if this is too complicated. Like go forward, go right, go left. If that's a too... I can't make it simpler. I already said like, okay, Angeldust is way more complex than 3 programming rules. I don't think it can be simpler in a orthogonal 2D world, because you actually want to be able to go forward, right and left. It would be very limiting to go only forward or right, I think. Other players are saying like, I just want to appear at all, which is nice, of course. I kind of want them to I want to shoehorn them in with the imitated creatures. I want them to be reminiscent of those holographic projections, kind of, because they are, in a way, Obi. It's like I don't really want them to appear as real players because they are non-player characters. So I kind of want to have the visual distinction of those, of that. It's a subtle effect, but it's very consistent with the idea that you spawn them using an imitator. It's kind of like the holographic projection technology is not perfect, or it's got this signature look to it, and that's what they are. If while testing I find out that it's not fun to have that, I might remove it, but initially I think for consistency it would be nice to have it. Only thing I can think of is easier to be standing in place or random walking around. Okay, so randomly walking around. would that make it better? I think like if you see the wonders, you could definitely come up with some nice pathways where the dudes either seem to be walking a guard round or they would show you all of the nice vistas in the place. I think that would be much preferable to them just walking into a wall and then just going on in the wall, because you know it's gonna happen, or they just walk into the water, get stuck, they fall off a cliff and they can't ever get back up. It's well. Angeldust says, Rowan says this NPC is already simple, the imitator is more complex and I still don't know 4 to 5 tricks of that thing. If you can add NPCs like this to the game, it would be awesome. Simple pimples. The system can be added if players like it, but if you can make it sure that they can also, when not moving, stand and in the right side, not showing his profile or back in front of players, I'm cool with it. You can make them face the right way by moving them, but not having to move them by... Ladies pop, I'm fine with it, was just asking, and I am this player that want the NPC just to appear at all, but I'm cool with this system, I will use it. Flashing is okay, it makes sense to have them flash. Randomly walking around is a no. It would be so awesome to see an NPC stuck between Eclipsy trees. And Dragon Lady Misses, I really like your idea. Hey, by the way, what's up with the icon? It's some kind of dragon, isn't it? GlitchCon 2020. Whoa, that sounds impressive. GlitchCon 2020. Okay, thank you all for your time and your input. I will decide what to do with this in 2 years when I get around to it and we actually know what's understandable, what like makes sense. It's this was the idea that I had, and I think it would work. The idea being that it's you can also hide it underground. I think that would be a good idea with just photon blocks and just making a check on the marker. I think that would simplify my logic a lot. That makes it much more controllable as well, because you can make interlinking paths. I need this for yesterday. Yeah. So the problem is that like I said, I probably am not able to. I might not even be able to add it to the game at all, but I will try my best. I will try my best to get this through the app review if I make it like it's. But first 4.4 beta with the new shadowing algorithm, because this is looking amazing with the new tree shadows. Right, so I will sign out of the game now. All this stuff will be here next time. I hope it doesn't really clog up the sign-in screen. Let's see if it does. Options and quit. Oops. Angeldust. Yeah. You almost don't see it. I don't think there's shadow of it either. So only when the camera really turns around you will be able to see it. I think that's acceptable. I don't have to clean this for the next live stream, I think. If I get bothered by it, I will. But anyway. Using the holo scroll as an NPC is so primitive, I have no idea. I'm tired. My brain is done. You and me both, buddy. Right, so next up, the social media post for today. We didn't even get to this, but someone did want to partake in the lottery. So this week I've been spending a lot of time crunching the math on the shadow projection. This is kind of like a peculiar screenshot from the game. It has got boxes. As you can see, there's lots of like wireframe boxes. This is the game world rendered from the sun's perspective, which is actually fun to see because you actually see the sun move around. It's kind of like if you're flying in a helicopter looking at the player. So yeah, you see a lot of boxes here. And I needed to make sure that we only render the boxes that are visible. Because shadow mapping, the technique itself, I'm not going to spoil too much or go too much into the technical details here. Shadow mapping takes the view of the 3D world from the light's point of view, so that you can actually know which pixels are in the light or not, because like in real life, if there's something blocking the light, there will be shadow after that point, or there will be no light on the objects behind that point. So you kind of render the world from the light's point of view, and then you determine the frontmost pixels or the frontmost objects. So you know that in the 3D world you can do the inverse calculation, calculate if that point is at that pixel or behind the pixel and you know it's in shadow, or if it's at that pixel level or in front of that pixel, it's in the light. Make sense? So you actually have to render the world 2 times. So one time from the point of the light, and then you render it again from the point of the camera, and then you do the inverse calculation so you know which parts are actually lit by the sun and which parts are not. This was not in the game in the 3.x branch. This is added in the 4.x branch for sprites initially, because the sprites were a little less finicky. You can kind of get away with a little like less accurate calculations for the sprites, for the dudes, the 3D models. For the world, which is now added in 4.4, I needed to do a lot of precise calculations. Nice Thanksgiving pie stream. I try my best. So for the world, you need to make sure that this is very accurate, and you also need to make sure, for performance reasons, that you don't render too much of the world, because there's like huge parts of the worlds to the left of the screen and to the right of the screen, to the bottom of the screen, to the top of the screen. All parts that you don't necessarily have to render for the shadows, because the texture has only got a finite size. So you want to make sure that you render only what's going to be visible in the shadow map and only visible in the camera's point of view. And it took me a lot of time to get these calculations correct, and there's also some issues going on, like I said last week in the dev stream, with texel snapping, with rotation snapping, with all kinds of things to make sure that your shadow map has got the best quality possible, with square pixels and all. I did all of the calculations this week. I finally made it. It was a lot of hard work because there's different transformations going on between the OpenGL pipeline and the in-game pipeline. It's all technical terms. I hope you enjoy this piece. I hope that some players might even understand what I'm saying. It's almost more complicated than the NPC logic, if you catch my drift. But it's finally come together. So 2 hours before I started streaming, or maybe 3 hours, I will not exaggerate too much here. 3 hours before the stream started, I finally got all of the logic right. And it prevents so much needless work to be done. Last week I said the world is being rendered twice again, because I don't know, but efficiently. I already made it more efficient, but it's being rendered twice. This computer can handle it pretty gracefully, but there is some slowdown in complex parts, or at least last week. This week we had no slowdown at all, I think. So I think it's optimized to the bone, as you know from Angeldust. It's a lot of complex math going on in the back of the engine, but it looks very good, and that's why I really dove into it. With this out of the way, I can hopefully finally pick up some other parts of the engine and the game that I've been neglecting a little bit. So visiting some wonders hopefully in the next 2 weeks. But the shadows are looking cool, and I really want to release a version of 4.4. Upcoming week, so that you can all start testing around with it and see where it can be improved, and maybe it's already pretty cool as is. But this is just a rendering from the light point of view. It's got a isometrical feel to it because the light doesn't really distort. It's not a point light, it's a sunlight that's got like these parallax beams going towards the planet. So you need to render it without perspective or anything, which makes the calculations a little bit different from the camera, because the camera in the game has got perspective going on. So that's why I couldn't reuse that logic, and I still wanted it to be very optimized. So we're doing only 1 matrix rotation per chunk or per entity, and then 6 compares. It's very optimized, just like the camera frustum calling. It's a thing of beauty. You will see once the source gets released, but it's very efficient and it looks really good. But this is a technical screenshot from the development of that feature, just so you know. I need to cough one more time. Give me a second. Excuse me. Alexi has come and he's probably long gone, but I found some more Deus Ex memes. A few weeks ago I showed you the Deus Kek, which is the dude laughing like crazy. Turns out Deus Ex has got all of the letters to make XD, which is the like insane smile or insanely happy smiley face. So turns out there's an XD, and this works really well because the logo has got Deus Ex in there. So this is the XD face. It's cool. And they also did the old Deus Ex game, and they actually photoshopped the image of JC Denton here, so it looks like XD. It's just so fun. You might not have played Deus Ex, and it's just like this completely wacko face, but it's inspired by the cover of the game, so it's some more memes. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. I liked it. So anyway, that was the NPC talk. It was the Cutie Pie stream 3.14, 15, and some more digits. It's all coming together nicely. So this screenshot from Violet Castle is with the new shaders. It looks good. Last week I took a screenshot during the stream with the new shadowing algorithm, and it just looks so good. It's really nice to just relive those moments from the last stream. I hope that the game looks spectacular on stream today as well. It was certainly enjoyable to play. The artifacts and the shadows didn't really bother me as much because I was focused on the action, and I don't think there were many artifacts at all. So let me know if you saw any, if you were bothered by them. Pretty soon you will be able to check it on your own system. There's a few memory leaks that I want to debug. Maybe my system was glitching out, but there seemed to be a few problems left and right, which were introduced in the 4.x branch somewhere. I don't know why, don't know how, but I will debug them to make sure that the 4.4 beta is absolutely stable. That's all coming. Next week I will be celebrating Sinterklaas, so I might not even stream. I might stream on Friday evening if I feel like it. Otherwise I will be back in 2 weeks. Really sorry to skip a week again. I've been like doing a very solid every week streaming schedule the past few weeks, which was really good to do. It was really fun to do. But I really want to celebrate Sinterklaas with my family. I hope you can understand. It's just give me that, and I will probably be streaming during Christmas. So don't worry about it. Forget about it. No Sinterklaas for you, Dragon Lady Myth. I'm sorry to hear that. Really sorry to hear that. I mean, it's like if you're a kid in the Netherlands and you celebrate Sinterklaas, you get some gifts from that old dude, and it's pretty fun. And it's just a happy, warm, and just very cozy time in the middle of winter. And it's, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that you don't have Sinterklaas. Send me your address, I'll send you a gift. Don't type it on the Twitch though. Yeah, Alexi meme, bruh. Here, Alexi, you are here. Here you go. I have some more Deus Ex memes. This is the like the same as the Deus Kek, but this is the XD. I'm sorry to hear that, Dragon Lady. I can understand with COVID it's a little bit different and it's a little bit more difficult. Hey Jovim, CRZ, hello. Jovim, are you here for the lottery? You can get your ticket in, and then you at least have a ticket in here. So this is one Alexi, and they of course did the XD of the first Deus Ex cover as well. So here you go. This is JC Denton. XD. It's just so good. It's spicy memes, but it's you know what I'm selling here. Let me turn off the heating because it's already hot enough. Anyway, some Deus Ex memes. It's been all good. And Alexi, maybe you want to see it. Maybe you already caught it. Here's the social media post for today. It's a technical screenshot kind of the shadow map projection in the game. So you can see that this is taken from the point of view from the light. And it's isometrical, so it's kind of like an orthographic projection here. And this week I worked out all of the math and all of the problems with this, so that it's actually culling all of the invisible sprites, all of the invisible chunks, so that we're not rendering more to the shadow map than absolutely necessary. And this increases the performance on lower end systems a lot. So there you go. This was the stream for today. Like I said, I didn't expect to last this long, but I did, and I'm happy with it. I'm really glad that I was able to provide you with 3 hours of entertainment. For some people it was 3 hours of frustration, maybe even more, because after the stream they will still be pondering life and all of its questions because of all of the math and all of the complex algorithms that I just threw in their face. But yeah, it's what I do. It's what I do. I give you complex instructions like go forward, go right, go left, and it's yeah. Sorry for that. If that offended you, or if it was too complex, sorry. Next time we'll keep it a lot simpler, and we'll look at the pretty lights. It's all good. This was the stream for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was a little bit frustrating for me at times as well because like some of the negativity that was surrounding the chat today. I tried to make the most of it. I can't say that I wasn't affected by it because it did affect me a little bit. I was a little bit like, okay, come on, bro. Don't be so toxic. Don't be so toxic. Yeah. But yeah, Firefly getting mad. I'm going to do a table flip soon. You will see the underside of the desk. Yeah, here we go. Some hugs and a Christmas present from Dragon Lady Myth. Yeah, a hug and some love. Here we go. I will give you a hug. I can't give you a hug, but I will give you some love straight from my heart. I hope you enjoy the Sinterklaas period, even though you will not be celebrating it. Really sorry to hear that. If there's anything I can do to make it more fun or more special, yeah, Firefly, please do stream next week. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too far, but in my heart, I'm with you. Sorry for all of the people who are not able to celebrate Sinterklaas or any of the other festivities this holiday or this winter because of COVID or other restrictions. So, anyway. Hey, Niels, welcome. Yeah, Niels, I'm going to ban you, whatever. Hey, this was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. There's now 2 forum threads that you can actually post all of your comments and all of your critiques in. We've got the NPC IDs and we've got and the marketplace ID. Wow, there we go. One moment, I will be right back with you. Yeah, that's COVID for you. So sorry, I'm back, and we are going to end the stream pretty soon. Yeehaw! Yes, indeed, Crunchy. I'm not going to do it too enthusiastically because my voice is really at its end for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. Thanks for going through the NPC plan with me. Thanks for all of your creative comments. Thanks for all of your constructive criticism. And thanks for all of the very nice moments of like, I'm not gonna use this, it's only for this and that player. Yeah, thanks for all of the feedback. It's very helpful in making this new feature a success. There won't be a pirate. See ya. Okay, right. If you have any more comments or ideas, just post them in the forum threads. There's a shop ID and there's a NPC ID. Yeah, we talked about those. We now have the Holo NPC and NPC ID. I'm not sure where everyone is going to post, but it's Loki says this in the wrong topic, or at least in one of the relevant topics, I think. I've been watching the stream, and I like forwards, right, left for the Holo NPC, and I get it. It is a simple program. I play some games with this kind of thing, and it is so simple. And I like the scan only when it's on the block. So Loki is a player to my heart. Loki gets it. Forward, right, left. It's that simple. I like it. So there you go. Loki just gets it. You get a cookie, Loki, because you posted on the forum. So you got a cookie from the Angeldust website. It's only for functional purposes, by the way. So we don't track you or analyze any of your data. This was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the Saturday. Maybe you were celebrating Thanksgiving or Black Friday. Maybe Cyber Monday is coming up. I have no clue. I have no idea. Make the most of it. I hope you enjoy this special time of year, this special month of year, even though it's been a kind of troublesome year for everyone. I must say that there's been some times that where I wasn't feeling it either. But I seem to be on the climb upwards again, and things are looking up, so that's pretty good. I can't complain. I can't complain. I maybe have had a low point in the past few months or so, but I'm getting there. Things are looking good. What is the code? I forgot. Hey, Black Panther, the code is it still on my clipboard? Yeah, here you go. 88955. You have about 1 more minute to enter it, because I will be ending the stream pretty soon. So you will need to enter it on the website, on the overview page. There will be a box on the top of the screen. Enter your code. You will get a ticket. I will not draw another winner. We had one player already win today. Forgot the name. Moranos? Something like that. Moranos? Is that the name? Moranos? No. Morano. Someone won the lottery. Yeah, it sounds like moron, but what? Moron. No, it was not moron. Moran? Is there any lottery winner here? No? I have no idea. Yeah, is this you? Iber Deku? I will Deku. I will draw another winner, Black Panther. Boom! Hehe, you won the lottery. GG, congratulations. Thanks for joining the live stream, Black Panther. You got the lottery winner badge. If you sign into the game, you get it. Yeah, Angelio just died. Angelio exploded due to the NPC programming. Two winners. One more, and it'll be way too many. It will be 3 winners, and we can only no. Just it's all in jest, Angelio. I still appreciate you, and it's all good. I hope you and I were still good. We're still good, at least from my. Let me know. This was it for today. I hope you have a nice Saturday. I hope you have. Why? Pourquoi? Je suis français. Pourquoi? Oh no. Ah, la vache. Oh, the cow. Yeah, I will, Crunchy. I hope you enjoy your Saturday. I hope you enjoy your Sunday. I hope you enjoy whatever holiday you might be celebrating next week. Like I said, we've got Sinterklaas going on in Holland. It's a nice party for especially the kids. And I hope to visit some family who do happen to have some kids. And I hope to just have a fun weekend celebrating Sinterklaas and just being together with family. We usually have hot cocoa and we've got pepernoten. I will show you. I will... Oh, this is the wrong window. I will show you what pepernoten are. You will be impressed. Maybe you already know these. But there needs to be an N here. There you go. Images. Oh, here you go. This stuff is so good. It's like spicy bread stuff. I have no idea. No, not America. Come on, we need Dutch pepper nuts. It's like literally pepper nuts. If you would translate. Yeah. These. Check it out. Oh, they look so good. They're tiny. They're like tiny pieces of like. It's not really bread, but it's like tiny pieces of dough. And they're baked and they've like half rounded, as you can see. And they've got these spices in there because, of course, being Dutch, we enjoy spices. If there were spices discovered on Mars, we'd launch a rocket immediately and we go there and we would colonize the place. Yeah, kruidnoten. Yeah, pepernoten, kruidnoten. Yeah. Interchangeable in my opinion. I don't mean these. I don't mean these square ones. Yeah, okay. You might say that these. No. I mean these one, kruidnoten, indeed. So that's literally spice nuts. There you go, spice nuts. It's entirely something different than the Spice Girls, but these are so good. They crunch like crunchy. You're crunchy, right? Ginger snaps. Oh yeah, but crunchy. You're crunchy too, right? So these are crunchy. So you put them in your mouth and you're like, and then you get this flavor. It's just so good. These are. I can eat so many of these that I go completely sick. But we have these with Sinterklaas. It's kind of like the tradition to have these with Sinterklaas. The black peats, again, culturally appropriate. They are black because they go down the chimneys to give presents to the children. They just throw these around. So you play a dice game with those. Seriously, oh cool. But they throw them around. It's called like strooien. I have no idea what to translate that to in English. Let's see, strooien. Strooiavond, strooigoed. Let's see, strooi. It's not perestroika, it's not like Russian stuff or anything. Stroy. Right. How does a dictionary work? Stroy. There's some other creative words that start with STRO. And there's a hair here. I can't see it. I can't seem to get rid of it. There's a hair here and it's very irritating. Stroy. Let's see. Yeah, strooigoed. It says sweets or candy, but that's not what I mean. You scatter or strew it around. Yeah, that's kind of what you do. So the black peats, they just strew or scatter it around. There you go. We learned something. I guess we all learned something today. So the black peats, they throw it around. You don't want to get hit by those because they're pretty hard. I mean, the texture, like I said, they crunch, so they're pretty hard baked, hard boiled, like Steven Seagal. It's pretty good. Oh, and you've also got these. Oh, these are my vice. These are chocolate spice nuts, I will call them. They are kruidnoten with chocolate around them. So you have like 3 versions with white chocolate, like milk chocolate, and like pure chocolate, or at least like more pure chocolate. And these are so good. What a way to end the live stream. Yeah, I'm going to eat a few spice nuts right after the stream. I've been saving up all week to enjoy this after the stream. And it's unfortunate that I've been streaming for this long because I really wanted to enjoy my evening with these things. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, they're so good. Dragon Lady Miss said, you know it, you preach it, girl. Chocolate Kruidnoten are so good. This is, oh, you're going insane just by thinking of these. If you ate two of every kind, so 2 white ones, 2 milk chocolate ones, and 2 pure chocolate ones, oh, you're sold. You're sold. You're like, okay, I need this stuff in my life forever. I'm just, oh, I go completely crazy with this stuff. It's insane. Also because it's just like the time of year. It's just happiness, it's warmness, coziness, being around family, sharing some presents, sharing some gifts. Just a very good time for all of the family. It's just so good. And I'm really sorry that some people have like trouble doing this because of COVID. But the food is so good. It's so good. It was so good. It's the only ones I have this year. I can fully imagine. I do have some natural ones, some plain ones as well. But the chocolate ones, they're so good. So, I'm going to enjoy those. So, with that out of the way, the spice nuts. Let's see if there's a actual appropriate ginger snap. If there's a really good translation for this. Because we've got a Dutch dictionary. Maybe it does have this word in there. Kruidnoten. Let's see. Pepernoten, kruidnoten. I'll settle for any of those. No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. Misschien the other one, pepernoten. You would say that a Dutch dictionary would have some translations for like traditional Dutch candy. A ginger nut. Okay, but it says ginger nut kind of like with these curly, this curly equals to sign. So it says like ginger nut. It's not like the best translation ever. I do want to end the stream, but I do want to leave you with a positive note. So here you can see, where was it? Paper note here. Check it out. Not sure if you can actually read this in the dictionary. It's a little bit to the right of the screen. Middle right, paper note, ginger nut. There you go. You want my ginger nuts? Yeah. Forget about it. Forget about it. I'm keeping my ginger nuts to myself. I will only share them with nice female people. Anyway. You want them all? Yeah, I bet you do. So this was it for today. Again, this is the 4th time that I'm going to end the stream, but this time for sure, this time for real. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your Saturday. What's left of it. Enjoy the weekend. Next week I will probably not stream because of Sinterklaas. Ginger nuts, pepernoten, kruidnoten, chocolate, ginger nuts, whatever. It's all good. We're just going to do this, and it's going to be amazing. I just want to have. Oh yeah, there was a little bit of a hiccup today. There was 1 hiccup, 2 hiccups, whatever. There were a few hiccups on the stream, but we're still going strong. The recipe for pepernoten looks to be the same as ginger snaps. Yeah, ginger snaps, ginger nuts, kind of like, sounds the same thing, Hum. So maybe it's the same thing. But it's so good. Oh, you want those. I want them. And I'm going to eat them right now. So again, I hope to see you in 2 weeks. Maybe next week, maybe I will stream on Friday. But maybe don't count on it. Maybe we will see each other in 2 weeks. I will be posting the 4.4 beta, the new version with the dynamic shadows of the game world, as soon as I can. I do have some cool ideas that I want to add to that still, to be able to start testing those as well. I will write one down right now. One moment. I just thought of it today. And it's going to give you, it's going to make the game so much more beautiful, seriously, especially with the water. The ginger snaps that you talk about, Hum. The pepernoten, that seems to be the square ones. And I can imagine, because I always confuse these two, because when I was young, I used to confuse these, because pepernoten, kruidnoten, it's kind of like the same thing, but these are more like the ginger snaps, apparently. They're like the more squarish ones. They're a little bit bigger as well. And these are the ones that I really enjoy, the pepernoten, the ginger nuts. So there seems to be a difference between us. Oh, this, check this out. So these are the pepernoten. Nice photo, brah. It's really out of focus. Yeah, I'm ending the stream. I am doing it for real now. But find out what tickles your fancy. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. They're so good. They're so good. They're really tasty, spicy. It's so good. I'm going to enjoy them now. See you again in 2 weeks. Maybe see you next week. You'll see the beta appear on itch. I will post about it on the forums. Keep your ideas coming. There's some good discussions going on. Can't say that I will be doing everything. Same with the NPC. Like Ruan, if you want to stop building because there's no NPC, can fully imagine it. I'm not going to be rushed. I'm not going to like do crazy stuff. It's I showed you what I think my vision for a nice, wonder-worthy NPC thing would be, and I think we have a very nice system to make it look and feel good. I really think so. And some people might say it's not complex enough. Some people might say it's too complex. I think that means that it strikes a great balance between being usable and being flexible, kind of like all of the things in the game. And I would be looking forward to actually adding it to my builds, or maybe even my house as well, because I think it will be a nice addition to any build, whatever it is. It's just having people or like fictive people walking around. But I'm not sure if I can add it at all because I'm limited by app stores and restrictions there. So yeah, it's going to be a tough road to actually add new features, which is why I'm focusing on the 4.x branch first. But I'll see what I can do. Anyway. Yeah, I will enjoy my ginger nuts. I'll trade you one coffee mug for the rights for a yeehaw. Hey, I don't even need your coffee mug, Crunchy. I will just say yeehaw. There we go. See you in 2 weeks. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy your Saturday and Sunday. This is me. I'm signing out. I'm going to eat ginger nuts and I'm going to enjoy it. Thank you very much. This was it. Peace out. See you later.